Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Minecraft Monday, week number 7. As we are live here from the UMG studio. Myself, Lando Sanders, joined in part by Taylor Reflections Noble, and our new kind of guest, if you will, the Minecraft expert. We've got Tyler, a.k.a. Arrow, here to join us. How are we feeling today, gentlemen?
I'm always feeling good, right? Being back on the couch once again, back from drill. Now I've got some. I missed you guys on Friday 4 day.
I missed you the other day. I was casting some Call of Duty for very long time. We went until like I think it was like 1:30 a.m. Central Time.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it was pretty late.
I didn't even know that. That's actually terrible. I'm sorry. I will make sure not to be gone as much as I am.
That.
But the Army calls. But I'm excited to be back. Of course, some Minecraft Monday, week number 7. Back at it once again. We have some new game modes coming in, which is always fun to see. Right? We added the new game mode last time where they had to build an image, right, in the 10 minutes.
Build battle.
That was a build battle. It was a ton of fun. I love seeing it. Some new competitors, but also a new guy, like you said, joining us on the couch, the Minecraft expert, Tyler Arrow.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for coming to my Minecraft Let's Play.
He did it.
He
said he was going to do that voice.
We were talking about how it could or could not happen, and he just went full send. You got to respect that.
Well, he's a voice actor, right?
Yes.
Are you trying that on the side? You've done like a couple, how many games have you done voice acting for?
Games, I think 4, actually.
4 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Well, there you have
4
it.
games. You have your own channel, 430 subscribers, but you're building it up, and you've been in Minecraft for how long?
About 10 years. I played on the first original public version. It cost $5. It's been upgraded since then, obviously.
Just a little bit,
$30.
It's like 26, 27 right now. I actually bought it for my girlfriend the other day because we wanted to play some Minecraft together.
Oh, you guys played it together?
It's literally getting that serious. I tweeted out the other day, I was like, hi, I am addicted to Minecraft in 2019, which is great to say because of how, I don't understand. It's like literally Minecraft just like started a wave, and then Minecraft Monday formed, and it was like literally the perfect time.
It's funny. When I was in California, actually yesterday, I went to In-N-Out, and the guy at the who was checking me out, the guy who was checking me out at the register had he was having a bad day, and I was like, why's your day going bad? And he was like, oh, whatever.
Got
We started
griefed.
talking about gaming. And he basically was like, I said, what do you play? He's like, I play Minecraft. And I said, do you watch Minecraft Monday? He says, I do. And I said, I'm one of the casters for it. He had no idea who I was. Go figure. But that's okay. But he watched Minecraft Monday. The point is, people are paying attention, and they're loving it.
Yeah. Well, was he like, is there a reason why he was sad, or did you?
He never figured out.
I assumed it has to be because his server or his build got griefed.
I genuinely have no idea, but he was like super down in the dumps. But he was super cheered up whenever I told him like, hey, Minecraft Monday, all that. And
I'm sure he was happy that the Blood God ended up capturing the 3rd title the other day, or rather the other day, last week. Speaking of players, I know the production's already yelling and saying, hey, we need to go ahead and talk about the participants. Let's go ahead and go over that list now to see exactly who we've got coming in toward this week, and we can look no further than team number 1. We have got Tyler 1 and Greek God X in for this week. Now, I'll be honest. I saw this name on paper, and I was like, is this real? I was like, is this actually happening? But yes, we have Tyler 1 and Greek God playing with each other in Minecraft. Now, I know that Greek God has some sort of a history in playing Minecraft. Tyler 1, I actually have no idea. Obviously, I have no clue, and I was watching Greek God stream coming into today, and it was a little bit earlier, and I know he was playing Rust. But I don't know if Tyler 1 has been preparing off stream because it's solely just been League. But otherwise than that, I'm very excited to watch these two battle it out with each other.
It's the same thing with XQC, watching him do the call-outs on his stream. I just want to know how much he's going to scream in rage. I think it's going to be awesome. I did notice, though, Good Guy Fitz and Travs. It's kind of interesting because Trav and Scoop, they're not playing together.
Yeah.
And I was kind of curious because they're such a solid duo. For them to split up is kind of interesting to me.
Yeah, right, because they've kind of split apart. They've gone their separate ways, and so now we see Scoop here playing with Ted and Vision, which I'm pretty excited about to kind of see overall. But one team that has kind of overall been consistent has got to be Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo. I know they didn't have the greatest placement coming into last week, but they're always kind of in that running. And how can we look elsewhere here, Ty, outside of Technoblade, now playing this week with Junkie Janker?
Yes, that's actually going to be very interesting. Techno's been giving very many different partners of various levels. I believe Junkie Janker is the voice actor for Gumball Watterson on Cartoon Network. Is that correct?
I have no idea.
If that's true, that's awesome.
I mean, based on the,
You're the voice actor.
Fair enough. Anyway, that'll at least be an interesting team to watch in general. Techno, obviously, is a very decent PvPer, very great tactician, very good block hits. He's all around. He's a 6 streak on TNT Run.
TNT Run 6.
See if he can make it 9.
6 out of 6. Literally insane.
That would be absurd if we could see that continue. At least get to 7. I know obviously we talk about no one has ever gotten 3. He's done it 3. back-to-back,
Back-to-back
which is unbelievable to think about. Let's go and take a look at our next participant list. Now, Taylor, I know you got some familiarity on this one.
Yes.
We actually have Vikkstar playing with NRG's own Mr. Savage. This guy's won a few Friday Fortnights, one of the best Fortnite players in the entire world. But he's testing out when it comes into some Minecraft this week.
And you know, Vikkstar's a solid player. And mind you, Mr. Savage playing with Mongrel previously, or excuse me, it was Mongrel Mitro. But Mr. Savage, by the way, is a solid Minecraft player. I expect a lot out of him. Being paired up with Vikkstar is going to be pretty awesome. I'm, you know, particularly excited, though, for NRG Dizzy to be playing with TSM Aimbot Calvin. That's going to be a solid duo. We've seen Aimbot Calvin in previous weeks of Friday Fortnite in 2018 playing with King Richard. And now we got, you know, of course, NRG Dizzy coming in from the Apex scene. And his shot is insane. And as a Minecraft player, I don't know how well they're going to do, but it's always interesting to see, you know, players traversing the different landscapes when it comes to, you know, different esports, different games.
Yeah, I got to say, really quickly, Team 17, this is my sleeper pick for this week. Now, they are legitimately a sleeper. They've never played together. When it comes down to Minecraft Monday, Fit MC and the Camping Rusher. For those who have heard of the Camping Rusher, they may think, oh, okay, we're thinking Fortnite, at least based off of his YouTube channel as of recently. He's been a guy that I've actually watched a ton for Friday Fortnite preparation in terms of some of the updates and whatnot. But that's not at all the case here, right? Because he actually has a huge history when it comes into Minecraft, playing as some of the earliest of servers, along with, I know a lot of people kind of know Fit based off his channel, the way that he kind of does a number of different kind of like documentary style almost videos over the very early days of some of the first PvP servers of all time. So for me, those guys, they have a ton of experience with this, and I'm like I said, they kind of have that OG mentality of playing in the early days. So I think that could kind of translate here.
I definitely agree. I do remember hearing his name in history many years ago.
Yeah.
Although currently we're looking at XUC and Moxie on the screen. They got, I believe, they got third last week.
Fourth.
Is that correct? Fourth. They definitely did very well out of nowhere. Was that their first week last week also?
Second week, I want to say. Or was it their first week? There was,
Yeah,
I think it was their second week,
yeah.
and they came through. Because the first week, I believe...
They finished top 8.
Top 8, top 10 for sure. But fourth last week was really good because I think my expectation for them, I wanted them to finish top 5, and they definitely did that. But from what I was hearing, actually, from our producer, Goalie, he was actually telling me XQC was, like, genuinely upset that he got fourth place. Like, he really wanted to place higher than that. And for him being back this week, obviously, you know, once again being paired with Moxie, I expect a lot out of him as well. And top 3 for him could definitely be doable. There's a lot of competition, but there's a lot of teams that have been mixed around too. So with them staying consistent for the third week in a row, it's very possible they can get top 3, maybe even top 2. But, I mean, getting number 1 is always like a toss-up, right? It's going to be extremely difficult.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of different teams obviously kind of being thrown into the mix. Technoblade with a new teammate this week, so that kind of always is someone to be looking out for in terms of a contender. Like, so we got Jerome and Phil's. I mean, a number of different teams that have kind of either split up or maybe are looking a little bit fresh when it comes into this week. But we were coming in, you know, last week just talking about XQC and Moxie, how they're going to play with each other. As you mentioned, you're hoping just for maybe a top 5 placement would be great. They ended up finishing off top 4, and they won, I think, at least 2, or no, they won 3 different game modes. They won Build Battle, they won KitPVP, and they won the very first Hunger Games, which is very impressive to win, what, a third of the game modes that we have presented. It's no surprise that they ended up finishing 4th with those things, but still, like, it wasn't just PvP, or it wasn't just, you know, one particular game mode. Their kind of skills were spread out over a number of different things.
Moxie was really good at Spleef, too. Like, he was having a lot of top placements in Spleef. So there's a lot of different modes, and with it being 9 different modes that we're going to be playing today, or 8 different modes, rather, but the point is, it's you know, a lot of different areas where players are going to have to be good and you know, excel at. And I do think at least that's a good duo because they kind of complement their weaknesses. But on your end, though, you obviously know the names. You've been doing Minecraft for 10 years. Who's going to be your favorite going into this tournament?
Well, obviously, I think, well, I guess it's not obvious, but my picks, I would think, that I very much like are Jerome and Philza, obviously are a great team.
Sure.
Philza's known for staying alive for a very long time, having a hardcore world for 4 years. And Jerome's known for making other people not stay alive for very long. So that combination always works very well. And then also last week, Preston, or TBNR Frags, whatever you want to call him, and Log.zip got second by, I believe, an 18-point difference.
Yeah, that's correct.
And that was about, what, 2 buttons and find the button?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Which is crazy to think because, I mean, when it came down to those final placements, I think it was, it was 18-point difference between first and second. I think there was only a 6-point difference between third and second.
It was very close.
Like, it really came down to the wire in that final Hunger Games mode where it was like, and I think it's actually Moxie who, okay, we obviously talked about, like, you know, kind of going full circle, XQC and Moxie. They made a big kind of splash in terms of their second week overall, but they actually took down Preston, which would have allowed, if he would have stayed alive for a little bit longer, maybe he trades that elimination out, they probably win the tournament, and Technoblade probably isn't looking at a third title. So there's a lot of little intervals that came into that final Hunger Games. I think it was Nine who was mentioning and saying, hey, coming into this last game, this is probably the closest Minecraft Monday that we have seen, or rather to date as of that moment, because of weeks prior it's been like, okay, well, we got two frontrunners. Legitimately, all 5 teams had an opportunity to win based off the game modes that were displayed, and the one that obviously we got to see there at the end. But speaking of game modes, we'll go ahead and run through a few of these, right? We obviously are going to be starting off with some Hunger Games. We'll be going toward Find the Button for game number 2, Build Battle for game number 3. It's going to be Spleef for Game 4. KitPVP has returned for Game 5. Dropper for Game 6. TNT Run. We'll see if Technoblade can keep that kind of in his arsenal for Game 7. We've got One Shot for Game 8 and the Hunger Games for Game 9. We'll obviously be trying to get some updates in terms of what those games will be, or rather what maps Hunger Games will be played on. But still, interesting kind of setup for these in particular, but I'm kind of excited to see exactly where the points are starting to get found at, because last week, Taylor, one of the main conversations that we had were we were surprised based off what game modes were providing so many points, and one of those actually happened to come from Find the Button.
Right, and I think it was Bayesian Canadian who ended up being one of the top players in that, and I think it was, how many points were it, like 44, 33? No, was it 33? Because we were doing the over-under thing, and I think like 30. No, I think it was even higher than that, like 36. Because I think I went with 33, and I was totally wrong.
It was in the mid-30s.
It was in the mid-30s, but regardless, that was a ton of points because we saw, like, you know, some players dramatically increase in the point standings, and it surprised me because, you know, previously players were only finding like 15 buttons, you know, like maybe 12, 15 buttons at a time. But the fact that, you know, I think there was like, it was called at like 180 something buttons that they were able to find, and they found a large majority of it. Obviously more buttons means they're going to be able to get more points. And it was those game modes that we never really paid attention to and never really highlighted that made the most difference in the standings. But it was also a lot of these mini games and how they were split up and spread apart last week as opposed to previous weeks that I think that allowed for the points to be so close as they were, and it just allowed for a much more competitive week of Minecraft Monday.
I completely agree. As I said before, I think the team, Preston Log.zip, they were behind by 2 buttons. I mean, that could have been very easily changed. If everything was the same in all the other game modes, they would have found 2 random buttons behind a bush or under a chair or the staircase. They don't have chairs.
Or they stay alive for a little bit longer. They find eliminate. I mean, any of the game modes, right? I mean, they just kind of do one more input and it's theirs, which is kind of crazy and interesting to think about. That kind of makes the Minecraft Monday title race even more interesting, as it's a matter of like, hey, every single little thing matters. Like if you don't, you maybe find, or maybe you don't place in the top rankings, if you don't perform up to standards in a certain game mode or however it may be, the little things are what overall make the difference. I know previously we've talked about, oh, you know, it's just 5 points. It's not going to make that much of an overall change-up. When it comes down to how we've seen Minecraft Monday work last week and even the week prior to that one, it is about the really minuscule amount of points, as we discussed, right? Just one button, whole game mode, the entirety of the storylines are changed up and they're emphasized. So like I said, I'm really excited for this week, and I'm excited to get the first Hunger Games underway, which I know we're working on getting that one done here soon. But I am interested, and I want to kind of shift the conversation over too, right? Because Technoblade, new teammate coming into today.
Every week.
Which it is every week, right? But how is he going to play now with someone other than Jay Schlatt? Because he just narrowly got it done. It wasn't as if it was a dominant performance like the other 2 titles were. It was just by the skin of his teeth, and I'm curious if he could be the first person to ever do, or rather be the second time to ever do this, but to be back-to-back champions again here as time kind of has gone on. I'm curious if he could do it with 2 different teammates.
It's like we have to think about it. You know, was Jay Schlatt better than Junkie Janker? And I think maybe you could say he is. Then again, though, Junkie Janker has, especially whenever it comes to Hunger Games, he's always in the mix of things, and he does pick up a couple of elims here or there. But I'm going to leave it up to the expert, right? Junkie Janker, Jay Schlatt. Who do you think is better, and do you think Techno has maybe another shot to take another title this week?
I definitely do think Techno has all the chances out of anyone in the mix at all.
Sure. I mean, he's a top point scorer consistently week after week.
Correct. Now, specifically for Jay Schlatt, I have noticed, at least in the past week, with Techno, he had been keeping up to par. He didn't let Techno do all the work for him.
That's true.
However, for Junkie Janker, I do believe he was kind of held back by his teammate, I feel like.
Okay.
So I feel like he just hasn't had the chance to shine properly. So maybe we can see that today with Techno. He has a fantastic partner in both of them. It'll be entertaining to watch too.
Yeah.
So I think just all around, it'll be good for all of them.
Now, I will say, in terms of placements, because I really wanted to go look back and see what Junkie Jinker's placements have been, because it was, and you got to keep in mind, the first 2 weeks, those were hardcore PvP. It was 7th and 11th, and then coming into the very first week of minigames, it was 13th. So he seems to be a lot more confident in terms of PvP, which actually may be a good kind of change-up, because I'm kind of glad that we had the opportunity to look at multiple differences in terms of how teams were affected by PvP, and or rather how the minigames kind of changed things up a little bit. Clearly, he needs somebody to kind of be that PvP expert along with him, because he can clearly slay it out with the best of them whenever he needs to, and that could be exactly what he and Techno need, right? Go big when it comes into the PvP modes. Let Techno kind of take over when it comes down to TNT Run, etc. But if they can kind of have a super solid performance off the rip, that may be what they need to try and get this resurgence forward. But here we go. We're heading toward Valleyside for game number 1. Hunger Games is inbound.
Yes.
As we start off Minecraft Monday, week number 7.
Love Valleyside. Definitely, man. You know, it's one of my favorite maps to look at. There's a lot of vegetation, a lot of different areas that you can go to. We've seen, you know, players in the past like to hide out in those trees. But more importantly, I just like the battles inside of the buildings. There's kind of a lot of different items whenever it does come down to this map overall. But, you know, Arrow, you've obviously been playing for quite some time, and whenever it does come to Hunger Games, there's some strategies that we've kind of talked about. I know the chest in the middle, they don't spawn weapons, so you can go through there and you can, you know, get maybe some armor, maybe some, you know, food, if you will. But we've kind of discussed one of the main strategies seems to be run away, gain position on the map, and try and find as many chests as you possibly can by also separating yourself, at least early game, so you can get kitted up and then come into the fight. What's your take on it?
I was definitely thinking the same thing a minute ago. I was about to add that in personally, so thank you for the transition. But it definitely is important to get your map position. You want to hold down a building. You want to hold down area in order to find chests. You want to get your first weapon as quickly as possible. Because early game, if you see someone with a weapon near you, you will run away from them unless you also have a weapon.
Oh, no.
So getting that first weapon is very crucial to holding your ground in any survival games map, or Hunger Games, whatever they call it now. It was originally called survival games.
So we just lost Tyler One and Greek God.
And Dizzy and
also,
Calvin.
Dizzy and Amok Calvin just died to fire.
Oh, no.
So already off the start, 4 new players that are being added in for the very first time are eliminated.
What is this?
Instantly, and Technoblade also shuts down Grande, and it looks as if we may be having somewhat of a, as what Nine likes to call it, diplomacy.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of going back and forth as Technoblade also takes down Dolan Darker as well. Maybe a little bit of trading going down. I have no idea.
Well, it's good to know. Even if James Charles isn't here, diplomacy still happens. So, you know, he did make an impact when it comes to our tournaments. But there's a team off in the distance, and we'll get the names of that relatively soon. But I got to say, okay, so it's going to be Fitz and Travs, and we know Travs, very solid player, especially whenever it comes to Hunger Games, but surprisingly not engaging, and maybe because there was 3 people there and they didn't feel too comfortable. But finally, they are going to be on the back of B, and I'm glad to see B back, but this could be the end of her relatively soon.
No, and
they definitely don't want to be taking those. You don't want to take fights you can't win. So seeing that 2v3 situation, even if the third player was only there to stay alive and not help them fight, in general, you just don't want to pursue any sort of engagement like that. So separating and going off into this separate 2-team of Swagger Souls and B, that definitely was the smarter move in my opinion, and it currently is playing out for them well. Instead of being in a team fight, they are up in 2 kills.
Swagger Souls just looked him straight in the eye and says, okay, if you're going to take me down, we're going to do this on my terms, as he will be eliminated very, very quickly. I know Technoblade's got to at least already have 4, if not 5 elims up to this point. So in terms of the overall way this game has gone down, it's been very slay heavy off the rip, and you see Moxie and maybe some coercion. Okay, I thought for a moment maybe they were kind of thinking along the same lines as we've seen a few teams do earlier. Papalate desperately trying to get out of dodge, but look at that. Take a look at the kill feed really quickly. Jerome, we talked about he and Philza together. Could they kind of get over a few of their issues in terms of staying outside of that top 5? Losing one of their teammates early is not going to be the way to do that.
And it was a loss to Vicstar, too, so getting his team points is always
there's Philza.
Dangerous, considering how great of a player Vicstar is in pretty much most games he plays.
Techno coming through, taking out Philza. So, yeah, Jerome, Philza, they are completely gone.
And that's so big to drop at this point.
Like, you know, it's rough because there's still 14 teams remaining.
Looks as if they're going to be trying to get a few items, head on in. And Skeppy, Bad Boy Halo, without question, guys, to look at. And Bad Boy Halo just took down Fit, and it may be an unfortunate ending for his teammate if things do go astray. Hiking it up on, oh my gosh, Jack just took down Vic. Okay, what is going on? Some heavy hitters are being eliminated instantly.
And it was the same thing last week, wasn't it, too? At least earlier on, I know we were losing quite a few hard hitters. You know, it's always this first Hunger Games. Everybody's kind of filling each other out. Maybe if they got a new partner, they're trying to figure out their overall strategies. But it's definitely kind of worrisome to see so many heavy hitters, as you said, Landon, going down so early on. I know we haven't highlighted him, but Landon's in this tournament. Not the one on the couch here today, but Landon was eliminated earlier on. So that's disappointing me because I wanted to see him make a good run.
Skeppy's really fiending for this kill. He's been chasing Papa Latte across most of the map already. And to be fair, he is down to 2 hearts currently. But, I mean, he's very much pursuing this. Let's hope Interpearl, that'll always get it. It's always a good follow-up move. I didn't see Bad Boy Halo in the room with him. Hopefully they didn't get separated and lost.
Yeah, I think they might have.
Oh,
okay, there he is.
Okay.
I was going to say, they do join alongside each other here soon as they just go ahead and fiend on Vicstar, and there we go. Teaming our frags does take down XQC, and I believe Moxie is still alive. He actually just did take down one prior to that one. So you see Preston checking all of his corners, just making sure that he is free right now. You cannot mess with that man Moxie, as here come the drops, which could absolutely change the tide of a game depending on if you can get there in time. If things are looking good, or if things are even looking bad, you get some free time, you go for that loot drop, and it can easily help you change a lot of this game. But man, Technoblade, he's got to be already getting close to that double-digit range in terms of eliminations. He has been filling the feed up to this point, and you see Junkie Janker happily just join alongside him, saying, "Hey, you lead, I will follow."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, is there any other choice when you're playing with Techno? You kind of let him, yep, Chris, okay, I like this strategy. And actually, I think a little bit earlier, too, we kind of saw someone else. Oh,
what?
Oh, no, he doesn't see him.
They're the ones that were...
are they? Okay, yeah,
okay.
you're right. That's the diplomacy working out for the best. Eventually, they're going to have to fight, but it's not going to be now.
I think Calvin's typing in the chat saying, "These guys are teaming? Are you serious?" He's stitching on them.
You don't do that, Calvin. Come on.
As far as I know, there aren't rules against it.
Well, who knows? But whenever it does come to Calvin, it's unfortunate that he was taken out so early. Skeppy onto Cupquake. Cupquake has been in a couple of weeks now of Minecraft Mondays.
What's surprising to me is I don't ever see these teams going for the supply drops, which are definitely more decked out than the usual chests you'll find around the map. Because I'd assume they think, oh, all the good players are going to go there. But the good players are already decked out. Supply drops are for the players that are more or less skilled in PvP to try and meet up with the snowballing players.
That's
I believe they call it carrying in other games. In Minecraft, they usually call it snowballing for some reason.
Well, so, I mean, is Mr. Savage actually getting into the mix, taking out Camping Russia, your sleeper team, unfortunately. I think, is Fit? No, Fit was taken out too, unfortunately. Yeah. But I know we talk about it whenever it comes to other games. Maybe going for a drop, maybe going for rotation isn't as advantageous because you're also missing out on fights and potential eliminations you could be getting, right, or positioning on the map. So that could be another reason because a lot of these slay-heavy teams like Techno, for example, right, if he's into double digits now, as Lennon was saying, he's had his pick at just about every item that he wants. So he's going to be kitted out regardless if he goes for the supply or not.
Correct. Which, again, I say is a reason why usually the other teams... Say there's a team currently that has been purposely avoiding fighting to try and come at the last minute. It's usually called doing a BTC. They usually don't go for the supply drops, which really confuses me. They try and just find as many chests as they can. But the supply drop, a single supply drop could be better than maybe 4 or 5 chests in a row, depending on what kind of items you get in there.
Okay.
And again, usually people try and search for iron swords, which is kind of weird because technically stone swords and iron swords, while they do a different amount of damage, they kill players in the same number of hits until they get past sharpness 2.
Okay.
Oh, but how about a diamond sword?
Diamond sword will definitely do.
Say, just as we saw it right on screen, I thought it was like a perfect time, and unfortunately, TV and our frags.
Preston is now suffocated in a block, it appears. So he must have fallen in some sort of trap.
Yeah, traps eliminate quite a few players, believe it or not, in a couple of our game modes. Even in Find the Button, we see teams getting eliminated by certain traps.
This is a big fight going down right now as we see Technoblade trying to distance them, maybe even allowing for Junkie to be the entry. As there we go, the TNT tossed out, and a lot of destruction is currently underway as Bad Boy, Halo, and Skeppy look to stay alive, but look at this. So low on health. Technoblade ready, has that bow in hand, and could be responding back soon as it looks as if he'll join alongside his teammate, and they're going to get out of dodge just in the nick of time there, Tyler.
Those are two of the top running teams right now, so if either of them would have lost that would have completely defined the rest of the match, in my opinion. But luckily, it seemed they both got out, and then Mr. Savage took out, I think that said Think Noodles.
Okay.
So that leaves, who was Think Noodles' teammate?
Dan TDM.
Dan TDM, okay. That leaves him on his own unless he perished previously, and we missed that.
Oh.
Who is this up here?
Bajan
Jordan and Mitch camping out on top of the building.
So I think Bajan was having some internet issues a little bit earlier, so he was like, I'm just going to hide out, and he's doing just that. But who have we seen? On this very map, we've seen an Enderpearl from the top, and then they just jumped on a player, and I forget what team it was, but another engagement going down. Fitz getting tagged up a little bit. Skeppy coming into mix. TNT is going to be placed. Skeppy now forced to run away. Unfortunately, gets caught up, and Trav's is going to take Skeppy out. And we are down to just 6 teams in that zone. It's getting close.
He did have Fitz down to half a heart, though, which was pretty close. He could have got that kill if he got a right shot.
And Techno cleans him up.
There we go. Nice kills.
I mean, estimates. How many eliminations does Techno have right now?
I would say
I think 14. I'm saying 14.
You think 14? That's fair.
Yes.
12, 14 is fair. Moxie's still in. We were questioning that. Right? Is Moxie still around? Well, yes, he is, and he takes out Beijing Canadian and Captain Sparkles up on top.
And both were, he had 20 hearts when he took down both of them. So I'd imagine it was a pretty easy fight, maybe a sneak attack.
Sure.
Maybe he knocked him off the top of the.
Who's this?
Well, also, you got to keep in mind the border's been shrinking, and they were
Yeah.
on top of the building. It was right behind them. They probably got forced off the building, took fall damage, and then he just came in and cleaned them up.
We got a guy just hanging out.
Moxie here, waiting behind the tree.
Oh, he's enjoying
Don't engage if you don't need to.
Sure,
just
right?
Kissing the bark, man. That's all he's doing. Having a great time.
Oh, no.
TNT ruining the day. Mr.
Compasses.
Savage doing all he can.
Always point you towards where everyone's hiding.
Oh, he's ready for this, man. He's hungry right now. I will say, 5 players still alive. We got Technoblade, Junkie Janker still up.
Moxie.
Are they the only
Mr.
team
Savage.
alive? It looks as if the Moxie.
Actually,
I
yeah,
believe
there's
so.
2 solos, yeah, and then there's 4 total teams, so.
Surprised we're not seeing any more truces here.
Mr. Savage, no, he goes down. Junkie Janker in the mix. Moxie now in a double team situation, forced to back off, and you know whenever they're doing that, they're in a tough spot, but comes back for the engagement, but it's on the Techno, who easily takes him out still with 14 hearts, and now just down to 2
Halo.
teams, and Halo's in a tough position. He's going to be on fire. He's getting sandwiched, and this is going to be all but the end of him as Techno comes through big with Junkie Janker, and they take the first Hunger Games here on Valleyside.
Very important for point dispersion later on in the entire game, because Hunger Games is where you get some very important points at the beginning. So
the majority.
This is looking very good for Techno and Junkie Janker, obviously. I believe they will also both do very well in the games coming after this.
Yeah.
Coming after this, sorry.
I mean, honestly, from beginning to end, I mean, it was just a matter of just constant highlights for Technoblade and co. Obviously, kind of being that entry, I thought Junkie Janker played very well also in terms of kind of following up, always being in the engagements. A lot of times in Hunger Games, you'll watch a few teams maybe try to stray away from each other. They're not kind of double hitting or double mailing at the same time as they should. They're both kind of in separate 1v1 engagements. So I thought they did very well there. But they ran into some decent adversity, right? We saw Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy make something happen kind of toward the end. Moxie was throwing in as much as he could. If he would have had a teammate, maybe if XQC was still alive, that fight goes a little bit differently, maybe does a little bit more damage. But kind of that combination, right, of placing down the webs with the flint and steel. It had a good good idea from it, but in the end, it is Technoblade and Junkie Janker who win that matchup and are definitely in the lead in terms of the scoreboard now. As Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy not too far behind them. Moxie and XQC just up in that 3rd place position, rounded up by Vicstar and Mr. Savage and Super Travs and Fitzy Fitz. As unfortunately, Tyler won, Greek God, not on the first page. Dizzy and
Who
co,
took him out?
not on the first page. I honestly don't remember.
I can't remember either.
I know Dizzy, and I think they got eliminated by fire, it said. So I think they must have gotten involved with the trap.
Yeah.
But I don't remember who took down Tyler Warren and Greek God.
I can't either.
But they were the first team.
The first.
The first team.
This is why I wish we could see Tyler One's perspective.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, he was typing in all caps in the chat, too, which is like, how he's feeling at that moment.
Yeah. I mean, and you can even imagine XQC, who he obviously eliminated a little bit earlier, but Moxie doing as well as he did. XQC, was probably calling out and still talking.
Can you imagine if we have XQC versus Tyler One in some way, some capacity?
Oh, my God. That's a YouTube highlight.
Oh, 100%. And Minecraft. It'd be incredible. Like, that would be legendary. I hope we get that moment. I pray we get that moment eventually because that would just do all of our hearts
Who do you think is more muscular, Tyler One or Fit MC?
I refuse to answer that. I actually don't know. All I
Tyler
know
Wood,
Tyler Wood is
he's short, but he's scrappy, man.
What are you trying to say,
He's
man?
a bit. I'm only 5'9".
like instantly as you just thought about what Twitch was about to respond with, you're just like, hey, I'm fine.
I'm only 5'9". I'm not that tall, but you know, I don't know. Hey, being fit, stay in shape.
Yeah,
it's
man,
important.
It's important, right? You got to be a fit gamer out there, if at all necessary. And Tyler One is definitely that, right? Headset and all, he's screaming, he's having a great time, and oh man,
he's got a punching bag in his room, I think.
So we're getting ready to hop in to find the button, I believe, for game 2. And I think we're going to be looking at players' perspectives for this one. So I'm super excited about it. You guys have obviously mentioned it. We used to do it previously for bingo. And that was always nice just because we're not able to know exactly what the players are thinking. We don't have so much time to kind of look at their bingo card and just assume what they're doing. So it's kind of nice, right? Because in terms of find the button, we're just kind of seeing what they're looking for. Now, this is a big point grabber. This is what we talked about last week.
Massive.
I mean, we saw a ton of points come from this mode. So for it to be followed up just by Hunger Games, you really need to have a solid start because normally it's like, what, dropper, which is nice, but it's not going to present a massive amount of points. The first two game modes, you could argue, are going to heavily sway the standings off the rip.
Yeah, I think the highest one, Hunger Games, find the button. I would say Spleef too, if your duo is like doing pretty well. TNT Run as well, but typically we don't see that many dramatic increases from that. But obviously, you know, a lot of good stuff could come from Hunger Games and find the button. And I'm so happy we're getting to watch the streams. It's going to make things so much better. We're not just going to be counting the buttons and seeing who has the most. We're now going to get to see the reaction because I've always been curious how intense is find the button for Tyler One. You know, Greek. How important, you know, intense is it for XQC and Moxie? It's going to be a good one to see, to say the least. But now let's make our predictions. So we did it last week. Let's do it this week.
Okay.
I'm going 33.
33 buttons. I don't know if they've increased the buttons. Let's just go ahead and say, on average, let's say they kept them the same.
Okay.
So we'll roll with that. So he says 33. What do you think, Tyler?
I'm going to say Beijing Canadian and Captain Sparkles did extremely well in Find the Button last week. I would like to say they would do the same again if they're doing a similar strategy. I'm going to go with 40 and see if they can break
40?
a record.
40?
Okay. Wow, that's a solid number. I'll be honest. I was thinking...
This is why I wanted to see this. His information feed is bigger than his screen.
It's true.
How's he going to see the buttons landed?
That is large GUI.
That would say 100%. That needs to be taken down a tad.
Oh my gosh.
So teams have already found their 5th button. I was going to make a prediction. I honestly don't even think it's respectful for me to give a prediction. I'm kind of in that same camp. I'm going to say 35. I'll say 35.
All right, 35,
that's where I'm going to kind of sit
and 40.
just in the middle.
Safe middle ground, so you're the closest no matter what.
I'm not going to pull a 1, like just to be really annoying about it. So we'll see what they can do. But Tyler
trying to open an iron door.
I was going to say, no button, nothing really to work with. So
he's got to find the button.
But he passed 2 buttons on a table, and he didn't press them. There was 2 buttons blatantly sitting on a wooden table. And the first building he went into, totally ignored it. Greek didn't even know how to play this game. Tyler was trying to explain it to him.
Perhaps he doesn't know buttons can be wooden because that is a fairly newer feature.
I love how
3 years, maybe.
rapid he's moving around. This is very much about like, okay, you got to look very carefully. It's about like they're going to be in the most odd of spots. They are just looking for the most general locations. Like, is it on the street? Is it on the building? Whatever it may be. Not this time around. As we go and switch over here now toward Captain Sparkles. A lot more calm. Communication between him and Beijing are somewhat like, got this one over here. Okay, in comparison to what we just witnessed. So a little bit of a change-up, but as you mentioned, Todd, this was kind of your pick to do well, as they did very, very well last week.
What I would do if I were in their position, or in another team's position, is I would follow one of them, press all the buttons they find, and then have your other teammate look for new buttons.
That's fair.
And hope they don't do the same to you. So you can run off their success and then try and get your own, because even if you get maybe, say, 5 less than them, that's still a ton of points if they wind up getting 30-something again, as they did last week.
Okay. So I know, too, 9 also discussed, like, especially, not so much this one, but let's say there's like a big building. With so many buttons potentially being on the map, is it worth it to clear out an entire building, look at every single inch in that building, and then move on to another one? Or would you say moving rapidly through the buildings and like they're doing, right? But the thing that I worry about is they'll end up doubling back and hitting buttons that they've already pressed.
That's true. You do need to think about it from the map maker's perspective, because they're trying to make it they obviously can't just hide buttons in the same sort of locations.
Sure.
They have to make a lot that look like there would be a button there, and there's not actually anything hiding. So you have to keep that in mind, that not just everything that looks like it might have a button would be there. So I think it would be better to clear out building by building, because they're not going to have any building that is completely empty.
Sure.
Because that would waste too much time, obviously. You don't want to completely trick your players. You just want to make it have a level of difficulty to it.
That's fair.
There's one right in front of the door there.
This is Lennis Technopig.
It is.
Always good to see his perspective.
100%, man. This guy is unbelievable, really. Like, he actually is so incredible at this game. It's nice to actually watch his perspective. I think it's the first time ever that we've been able to watch his perspective live on streams. This is that's interesting. Watching the Blood God, man. This is intense. It looks as if they're kind of roaming around doing the same strategy. It's not a matter of looking in the same direction. It's a matter of just kind of sweeping through houses, sweeping through different buildings, and just trying to find as many as humanly possible. And, oh, man, he's on a track. This is the first time we've actually seen someone go down to this area, so there could be some very unique buttons to find.
Definitely so, right? I mean, if no one else has been down here, you have to think, hey, maybe he's going to find all of them, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to be very fruitful. He's going to go ahead and back out. And it is what it is, right? Sometimes you find a button, sometimes you don't, but you just got to keep searching. I think we're down to just 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining. And I'm kind of looking, and I'm not seeing too many crazy numbers coming out. So I think a lot slower than last week, and that's okay. So we'll have to see what people are going to do by the end of it. But
yeah, I'm certainly noticing only 15 buttons as the score teams keep getting. So I'm thinking I might have bet a little bit too high here.
Well, I think 15 is what it like caps at. That's kind of like something me and Lennon were discussing last week. And then I think after 15, it just continues going through. But the man on the screen right now, XQC, baby. And the call-outs, they're happening.
They're actually not as intense as I thought. I thought it was going to be like it was for bingo, just a matter of, okay, we got to do this, we got to do this, baby, we got to do this. I don't know, maybe he just turned on the stream a little bit. He's kind of, reacting, maybe a little bit saddened after the early fall off when it came down to Hunger Games. But it could be improving. But I think it's fair to say the most hyped up team as of this moment has got to be Title 1 and Greek God. Oh, my gosh. So you actually have the ability to go down all the way through here. I wouldn't expect there to be a massive amount of buttons, or it would actually be very difficult to find them in this area, especially underwater. But what are you thinking, Ty?
I'm thinking it's a little too open. Obviously, I think there would be maybe 3 or 4 buttons along the bottom of the river, and I'm sure they're easy to find. However, the swim time a character has is nowhere near comparable to the sprint jumping time you have on land, just running through houses, such as Techno did previously. I think this is more of a time waster, unless you can find maybe just a secret treasure trove of 5 buttons all next to each other.
Could you imagine? just a plethora of buttons just at the bottom, and you just hit 6 in a row. That'd be awesome.
Well, I think last week we were talking, I forget who it was about, but I think it was the last map, and it was a matter of saying, hey, 80% of the buttons are in the middle. They're in the open.
Yep.
So to me, that's crazy to think about, that if you were to roam around for long enough, which is not going to be easy, if you were to roam around long enough, you can actually, maybe find a majority of those buttons if you just kind of maybe play a little bit more patiently and in the item frame. Oh,
that was a very clever spot in the item frame.
So this is Skeppy that we're watching. He's actually found 35 of 312 buttons, I do believe.
Wow.
It's down 36-37. Wow, so this is going to be a record-breaking week, it seems. And this is only one team we've got to see, at least, that I've actually paid attention, because I didn't realize it was theirs.
I missed it.
Okay.
That was close.
Skeppy.
Almost got
Tyler
it.
won's by him, too.
That's what I would do, 100%. Stay with Skeppy. He's got a diamond skin for a reason. He's that good at the game.
We're 1 off from my prediction. He can get it.
Oh, it's right there.
See, one
there
long
it is.
jump. No, he already had that one. He's trying to get that one.
Oh, that one right there.
That's what he just. Oh, fell again.
This is where I feel like Techno would thrive at, right? Because it's kind of like a parkour-esque kind of jump.
Mm-hmm.
And Techno, we know from the previous lava runs, he knows how to do this. Vicstar as well. Skeppy, though, struggling a little bit, but let's see if he can get it in the next try. He might just give up, because it's kind of like, is it worth it to continue going for a button that you know is there, but you haven't been able to get, because you waste a lot of time. So it's like, do you just want to move on? And it seems as if he might just want to move on. Maybe another button.
Oh,
he just found a better way up there.
41.
200 IQ.
And there's still 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Theoretically, he could hit 50.
Which would be crazy. It's a massive increase from last week.
500 points.
And just a place that
Got Philza here.
big and has a lot, because this
Oh,
has so
yeah.
many buttons.
Yeah, I think we definitely can hit 50 today.
Wow.
45? Yeah.
That's game.
Wow.
Shoot. This is crazy. I didn't think we were going to see this.
So-
Boom.
46.
I do enjoy the amount of levers hidden around that people still keep trying to press because they just panic.
Just in case.
something I can interact with.
That's what I would be doing. I'd be clicking everything.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is.
You would
Just
be,
click.
actually.
Oh, 100%. I'd be opening chest, doing whatever I can do. Just
I'll be honest. I think next week, Taylor, me and you should play somehow. Play one
I've
game.
been saying this.
Do it.
I think I'd carry. I really do.
Oh, 100%. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been playing with my girl like as of recently, but Landon, you could build some beautiful houses. So I think the game mode that we need to do, build battle. I think that's what me and you should do.
Build battle would be great.
Because you're creative. I'm a workhorse. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it and we'll get it
Reach
done.
50.
Is it 50? 51?
51.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
So it's 510 points.
Should be. Well, wait. And now it's saying +5 score for finding a button.
Well, so that's what I was wanting to know in previous weeks. Do you get additional points for being the first one?
You
finding a
previously did, but I wonder if they tuned the points.
Oh, like 5 points just for finding a button?
I
Yeah.
think I don't know for sure, but based off the score, it looks like that. And we haven't had the opportunity to ever look at their perspectives.
57.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is 57 buttons. That's crazy. As we're now looking at Dizzy's perspective. It's going to be fun, man. I'm excited to watch what he and Aimbot Calvin can do. But it's crazy. Like, this is a team that maybe you wouldn't expect as of much to kind of do a lot in terms of, like, maybe their first ever week. But they're, man, they might have gone down a little bit earlier in game 1, but they're improving on it here.
And that's
in
the
game
thing.
2.
Like, do you know, like, you know Dizzy from Apex, right? Well, maybe he's been,
I do not.
NRG, he's like one of the best players whenever it
yeah.
comes to Apex Legends. Have you heard of his name from Minecraft previously? Because I just want to know, like, what's his experience per se?
So I know nothing about Apex, but I also have never heard of him anywhere near Minecraft, although many people have played casually for about as long as I have.
But 60 I mean, he's found 60 buttons. And he's just a casual player. Look, I know it's just finding a button. I get it, right? I mean, it's no parkour, Hunger Games like slaying out, but it's still
never
like
seen something like this before.
well, we haven't.
He's
To be
clicking the
fair-
buttons. He must be an expert.
To be fair, we've never seen 62 though, so it is impressive.
Jeez, man.
I have noticed multiple times he's been clicking the same buttons just to make sure.
Oh,
Game over. Jerome ASF and Philza actually got it. What did they reach?
Well, so 62 is where Dizzy was at, so 67 is what I'm hearing.
Wow.
That's 67.
That's crazy.
I severely undershot my guess. And
Yeah,
you
we-
guys
well,
Well,
thought
clearly, I
was
did
high.
33.
I
He
was
did 35.
yeah. I mean, what? You were the closest, right?
40.
Technically, I did 40.
There you go. Expert getting the expertise. I mean, now, granted, was it close? We're not going to ask that. You were the closest. That's
How does
all
Price
the way
is Right
we're gonna
work?
say.
Like if you're over or if you're under, you're good.
What?
Price is Right.
Oh, yeah. Being under is good. If you're ever over, it doesn't matter. Like,
So, but he would still win because he was the closest.
yes, he
but
was
still
under still. Right. So, yeah, you still won.
Also, I'm
Congrats.
just the best. I
We
just know buttons
There you
so
go.
Now,
well.
see, now stop. We
Button-
brought you on here. Be humble. I already
Button
called you the
expertise.
master of Minecraft, all right? So let's just chill out there.
We're rolling
Fair,
with that.
fair.
Number of different names, number of different taglines. But let's go and see exactly how our scoreboard is affected, because I'm actually very curious to see maybe how much of a point differential it may be. But look at this. Technoblade, Junkie Janker still holding on to that first place position despite Jerome and Philza coming through and getting majority and winning that last game by definition with the most buttons, 67. So just on the rear of them, though, by one single point. We've got Log.Zip and TBNR Frags. They're there with 426. Just below them, 425. So all very close, as you can kind of see, Battle
Yep.
Halo and Skippy. Now, there is a little bit of a drop-off, right? Because we see Dizzy and Calvin, after their early game struggles, come through big when it comes in to find the button as they rise from, you could argue, probably 19th, 20th, now to 5th
Right.
in just one game mode. It's crazy.
Well, them, Log.Zip, TBNR Frag still, keeping with third. That's where they were before. But another team that dropped off, though, Bad Boy, Halo, and Skeppy. Like, they
Yeah.
dropped down because they were in second after the first Hunger Games. And obviously, you see their position now in fourth. I
But
mean,
they're
still,
they're
425,
within
465. I get it, but
Yeah.
but it's still like it does make a difference. I mean,
Yeah.
because I think 190 was the highest that we saw after Hunger Games, and now we're seeing players in the 400s after Find the Button.
Right.
So 5 points, 10 points per button. I mean, if you find 60 of them, it's still going to be a huge number that you're acquiring.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely think there was a bonus for getting buttons first, because
I think there
that is-
were, yeah.
it seems a little odd if everybody found around 50 to 60 buttons and then they're all
Right.
pretty much 1 point away after that Hunger Games were.
I think there is a bonus because
separated.
I know whenever we first introduced it, there was something mentioned that there was going to be a bonus for being the first player to find the button.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there is a bonus. Now, whether it's 5, 10 points, I don't know.
Right.
But I mean,
It used to be 15. It's like,
did it really
It
in
did.
the first one? Wow.
but I don't know 100%. Based off of that, I don't think it was 100% the case. Regardless, though.
Still a lot.
Yeah, you still get a ton of points from that one. But now, I'm super excited for this next game. This is by far my favorite game mode. It came in last week, and it is now a fan favorite. We are heading in to Build Battle. Now, something to mention last week, another theme I think was life on the beach. And this week it's actually going to be wedding. So, okay, a lot of change up. Last week it was XQC and Moxie who actually did end up winning this. But now's the time for the creative juices to flow. If you're not great at PvP, if you're not good at pressing buttons, which I'm probably not in either of those cases, maybe the creativity is where we can start to see a few of our players upgrade a little bit. Now, they will be creative, so they have a ton of different opportunities to build whatever they'd like. But, man, wedding theme. I'm excited for this.
So I don't know if it's going to be the same thing as last week in terms of can you break through the walls, because I was watching TechnoPig, and I saw his YouTube video from this.
Wither.
He spawned the Wither, but he was breaking through the walls and going to other people's builds and literally destroying the players' builds, which – it's kind of poetic in a way because it seems, we're always trying to nerf Techno, and, everybody's got it, out for him because he's just that good at the game, right? You got to try and make things even. But he finally got revenge and was able to at least rain terror down on everyone and kind of destroy some. But he only did it for a little bit. But spawning the Wither was pretty interesting. I think he ended up killing it and taking it away. So he giveth and he taketh away. Techno Piggy's everything.
He is.
But wedding, though, huh?
What would you guys build? Like, realistically, what are we thinking? I being totally honest, like, the average thing you might maybe think of is just like, oh, well, where the wedding takes place. Maybe you'll, like, form, like, an actual, like, wedding location.
What about a cake? Wedding cake?
Oh, that's a good
Fair
one.
enough.
That's a solid one.
Right, mind you, you only have 10 minutes.
Yeah, you do only have 10 minutes.
But we've seen a lot. We saw last week was it a squid?
Yes.
Octopus with a sombrero.
TV our frags. I don't know how he, like, came up with that idea, but the sombrero was a very nice touch.
And I did find out the creepers that were running around, and it says, "Oh man, it was from a music video that someone ended up creating on."
It was from Captain Sparkle's Revenge.
Oh,
which is currently a new meme again.
Okay.
It starts out with Creeper, All Man, which is actually their skins too.
That sounds
Is
familiar.
one of them's a Creeper, and one of them's fully black, and it says All Man in red across their chest.
Okay, because last week we were kind of confused because there was creepers all around. Like, is it a deserted island? Like they're stranded with creepers? We didn't know
last
exactly.
week someone made a full-on sculpture of Techno.
Yes, was Captain Sparkles too. I believe.
Was it Captain Sparkles?
It was.
Bajan?
It was Bajan and Captain Sparkles. I think is awesome.
Did it get destroyed though, or no? It didn't get destroyed. It stayed up. It stayed up. I remember. Okay.
Swag.
What is it saying they have an issue with?
Who said swag?
We got a problem with high PNG. Is that high ping?
I have no idea. There's swag at the end though, just kind of.
But they're just building though. What is this? Like a cake with lava? A lava cake.
This is
a
a
lava
wedding
cakes
dress.
are so good.
This does look like kind of a wedding arch type.
It looks like a wedding dress to me. A lady walking.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
they're
a
building
bear.
sculptures.
Oh my gosh. So
Okay.
yeah, that's the arch. That's gonna be the lady, and then you're obviously gonna have the groomsmen on the other side. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. I'm loving this.
Landon,
I'm
you ever been married
expecting-
before?
No, I have not.
Have you ever been married before?
Nope.
I haven't either.
What about now?
No, I haven't. What about
Would you
now?
like a Minecraft theme to it, if you're interested? Okay, this is definitely the
I'm sure
base
it's
layer of a cake. This has got to be a cake.
Gotta be.
What
No
flavor
question.
though? So we have white icing down
Hopefully
below.
not
so we got a
sand
white cake.
flavored. That would not be ideal.
No, it would not.
I was expecting to see a lot of white and black going into this, so I'm glad seeing more non-white and black colors. Although sand, kind of an odd choice considering there's sand all around because we're still on the beach theme of the building arena
That's
in
true.
general.
This is nice.
This is a nice little gazebo.
It's like a beach wedding, like a
There you
cabana.
There you go,
Cabana?
Chad. Now you're getting creative.
Is it cabana or cabana?
Cabana.
Okay.
I mean, you
One
can
of
kind of say either, I guess, but
That's true.
I'd imagine.
Oh, this is what I want for my wedding. I don't know what that is that he's building exactly,
that
but
little
look,
lattice work. on
you see
top?
that, right? That's great.
Lovely. That's awesome. I'm loving it. I don't know what that is.
why is it so off-centered? You have like everybody just
Is it like
the
an
stage
organ?
is off to the left, an organ.
Whatever it
have
is,
no
they
idea.
definitely know because it seems very detailed.
They seem very ready. I know TV our frags is asking, can we maybe get a restart possibly? I have no idea maybe if they're just having a struggle
Well,
with the builds off the rip or what the case may be.
I
worst
think
case
it may
to
have been
worst.
another wedding dress.
Oh,
Once you
okay.
started filling in that tan-colored cyan. I forgot what it's called. I think it was orange, maybe.
Well, worst to worst, that you could just put sub the Twitch price.
There you go.
See a creeper
That's what we
here in a
saw
wedding
last.
dress.
I was gonna say that's what I thought. I wasn't
Oh, man.
100% sure, but
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think we may be on the right move for that one. Yep, it is indeed a creeper. And this one has the capability to be really good, right? You still got 5 minutes, nearly halfway through. You still got some time, but that is frightful. I'll tell you what.
What would you make, Landon?
I don't know, honestly. I really don't know.
Here we go again. Is this Grande and Dolan Dark?
Oh.
Vicstar and his teammate actually are writing, oh man,
They've got the
Mr.
armor
Savage.
stand. Okay, so they're putting aw.
That's
which
not.
kind of assuming
I guess
what the
that
crowd
will hold
would
the witch
say.
in. Technically, the witch won't move. It's kind of weird using fence gates because they can open and also they're
Right.
not connected. But I think technically the witch might not be able to move. She might consider those to be full blocks and she won't try to walk through them.
Interesting.
I do like this that Vic's doing
This is
though. The armor
nice.
stands decorated
Mhm.
with creepers.
It's nice. That is kind of taking away some time that other people maybe
Whoa.
would
Nice
have previously
cinematic
had.
shot.
Is this like a giant cake?
I think it might
I think
be
we
another
all
wedding
just
dress.
assume everything is cake. That is pretty much the
I-
default answer. It's got to be cake.
I have a reason. I'm hungry.
Fair
okay.
enough.
I want some cake.
You just had some food.
Here,
It's
why
not
don't you
enough.
go
Food
get some
went
cake?
live.
It's not enough.
We'll talk about people making cake. You go get some cake, bring it back.
It really recently was the producer's birthday.
Just head
and
out right
we
now.
kept eating the same cake over and over again, and it was great. It's a great cake. It was like
This
a
does
week and
look
a half,
more like
2
a
weeks.
cake now to me, yeah.
It was great when we weren't getting roasted for not cutting it properly.
That's true.
Because we can't cut cake because we would cut from the middle. Who does that?
It was not me. I promise.
It's probably me. Yeah.
Ooh, this is currently winning.
Ooh.
Well, like I said, we have to take a look at whatever's behind this. But otherwise, this has got to be winning. As don't worry about it. Just people being
You weren't invited.
dropped out. Okay, this
Get
is
back in line.
This is lovely. I'm liking this. The grass also helps because everyone's just building on the sand, having that little grass texture. This is making this look like one of my favorites so far. Shout out to Swagger and Co. because this for me is currently number one.
It's certainly much prettier. I don't know if these players have access to barrier blocks. I'm assuming not because they're constantly encasing them with various things. But if you could use barrier blocks, you could have entities stand still and not move because
Yep.
they're surrounded in invisibility.
Have you ever competed in, or not, I shouldn't say compete, but have you ever played Build Battle?
I have. The original map was made by Sethling, and it worked similar to this, although this one's ran through a server. His was ran through command blocks.
Okay.
I have previously streamed playing with friends before, just doing random topics.
What was the
usually-
best structure that you ever built that you were just proud of?
Hmm.
You sat back and you're like, man, that was good.
I don't remember being proud of any of them particularly. It's been a long time since I've played, though.
Fair
I'm
enough.
Not sure I even remember what general topics we had. I've only done it maybe 10 times.
I like the ribbon. I think that was Bad Boy Halo or Skippy. I couldn't remember which one it was, but they were kind of going around with the ribbon on the other side
Oh, Shrek?
of it. Is that Shrek?
I thought it was a goblin for a second.
I did too.
But the ears really make it seem like Shrek.
it looks like
instead.
Shrek.
It's got to be Shrek.
Fiona and Shrek.
This is awesome. If they could make Donkey in 2 minutes, I would.
Is that his
award
little
them the
body?
winner.
You can just make
With the
donkeys.
black blocks?
You can just add donkeys.
That's true. Oh,
I did notice
missed
Grande
opportunity if they
Skin-
don't throw it in.
Grande Skin does say, "We're back in the mine," which is the next verse in Revenge. So they're not stuck on Creeper All Man. They're going through the song. Maybe one day we'll actually get to the end of the song and they'll go to maybe Fallen Kingdom or a different song.
Oh, that's a good one.
This is a red velvet cake.
Thank
Nice.
you, Taylor. Thank you, Taylor.
That's what it looks like.
This is a red velvet cake,
Who doesn't like red velvet?
but it's
Come
made
on.
of wool. That's the only problem,
Wait,
I mean,
but they're standing on it. Maybe. Oh, okay. You do put the bride and groom on the
True.
top.
there you go.
It still could be a cake.
Oh, there's Jerome, just enjoying it, having a great time.
That fence archway does kind of look like a noose to me because it hangs down from the middle.
It does.
Proudest day of their life. It's not a noose.
Are they gonna
Fair
have
enough.
time to build the
Is that a
second
toaster?
person? Okay. I actually-
Toaster. A toaster at a wedding?
Is it a crowd? What is the middle portion?
Sorry, guys. We couldn't get food or cake, so we got you toaster and some toast.
That looks like some sort of pastry, maybe sprinkles on top.
Pastry.
A giant life-size pastry.
This is okay. This is Tyler One Greek God, so we got to be aware.
Okay, yeah.
Just saying. Does it all make sense now? Just a little bit more, possibly. Who knows? Tyler One Greek God having a good time, staring at their builds, knowing that they've got under a minute left, to be exact, 45 seconds. It's going to be intense. This is a lot of work that you need to do at the end.
Oh,
This looks pretty nice.
that's nice.
I do like the fence on the top. That does give it a nice,
Mhm.
like,
The,
gradey texture.
the lattice on the top.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
The lattice work.
I learned it a little bit earlier from Landon.
I see they tried to make an iron golem, but he just didn't spawn because he's covered in fences. Whenever it does look to spawn an iron golem, it does check if there's air blocks around him, and it obviously can't if there's fence there. So they need to break those and put it back before and after.
Is there a reference to this at all?
This is
It's
to
just-
marriage.
Oh,
I love how Taylor asks, is it a reference to this? Oh, it's just marriage, man. That's, just,
that's
what
true.
it's like.
I should know better.
Oh, man.
Marriage is a beautiful thing,
Here we go.
but it's that is
Time's
that is
over.
a factual statement right there before.
I do like the use of the dead bushes there. That even the plants have died.
Oh no!
So time has passed.
Oh, we have a story.
What is
for
this wall
one?
of
We have-
text?
So I think this is what Tyler won.
Yep.
And Greek God, their first one, and Junkie Janker instantly just gives them the L.
What? It's like
Just gives them an L. That's all they have to
it's
say.
just. But what's in the middle? What kind of cake is that?
It's a wedding cake.
Oh, but
Obviously.
what kind of wedding cake?
What
looks
is the
like?
thing up
It's
to the
that
right?
kind.
I have no idea what
It's that kind of wedding.
Now,
Before and after.
This is just memes. This is clever. What does this say?
I can't read. Quick statistics about
Wait,
divorce.
they did
41%
not
of
do
first
this.
What do they do?
marriages end in divorce.
They have
60% of
stats.
second marriages end in divorce.
They have
73%
divorce
of third marriages
stats.
end in divorce. Wow, that's a lot of.
They have stats on hand.
Oh, on the.
They had a donkey. Yes.
There you go.
See,
You
this-
win.
this
Whoever
right
this
here.
is, this wins.
This
10 out of
wins.
10 perfection.
This wins.
Plus,
Beautiful.
they gave Princess Fiona her crown.
I
Oh,
love
good
it.
touch.
Perfection. Love that.
And they gave Shrek a little body at the bottom
They
too.
did, which is important.
Maybe it's just a tie, but I want to. I think it's a body, and for me that's funny.
Oh, this was very nice.
Shoot.
The addition of the leaves. They even used different kinds of leaves. They didn't just stick with one.
and
there's
the
a
heart.
heart in the middle.
The heart's great. I like that. That's
This is
a
very
nice touch.
I like the veil over with the white
Yep.
stained glass. That looks very nice. I wouldn't have thought of that.
I don't know. This might beat Shrek.
Shoot. You're probably
Look, I
right.
know it's Shrek, but and I'm with you on that. But that's very. Let's see, this is very nicely
This
made.
one's
too. Oh,
nice.
they have
They have
people.
an audience.
They have an audience.
They might be the only one that have the audience. Dan TDM also has an all-man skin. This meme's getting a little out of hand.
I was gonna say.
They even gave her a perm and everything.
They
Looks
did.
great.
I like that they gave him testificate noses or villager noses.
Oh
Those look
man, they got a priest and
pretty
everything.
solid.
Oh, I will say this is one of the best setups. Now, obviously,
Yeah, it's lacking.
no
but,
one's there. Oh,
no one
That's
there.
very creative.
There's
The
an
enchantment
armor
table for the book.
but there's nobody getting married. Well, they just haven't
They
showed
probably
up
were there and they probably just left.
Yet.
Jack's
they're
interested.
at the reception now.
Jack says, is anyone here for me? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
Greek God said 7. He's impressed.
No one showed up.
No one.
Okay, so this is the cake.
This is the cake.
I will say, the orange kind of to me looks a little bit like a popsicle. If you look at it from the right point of view, that
Be-
kind of looks like a popsicle.
I'm just gonna be
I'll
honest. That is an ugly couple. Like
I'm-
straight up.
I'm saying it looks kind of like a popsicle to me. I don't know. Oh, wait. So the bouquet is TNT with creeper heads on it.
That's very creative.
Clever.
I like that.
That took some
What
time.
does it say?
I
Commitment? Oh, man.
This is nice. I like this.
do like that.
They even have them on top, too.
Well, this is
This one's a
very-
little undecorated. But at least they have the people there.
They do.
Oh, there's no...
Oh no, there's
There's only the groom.
it's only the groom.
no
She
bride.
didn't show up. She got cold feet.
Well, no, I think she's walking along the. walking
Clearly,
along the
Moxie is
stage.
not impressed.
Oh, yeah, she's walking down the aisle in her leather suit.
I was gonna say, I think the priest was wearing gold. Does anyone else's priest ever wear straight up gold armor whenever you get married? I don't know if that's the case. But
I do. I just wear gold all the time.
there you go.
I'd be mad. I
All
want.
gold
I want to
everything?
be the guy looking good at the wedding, not my priest wearing like gold.
This is a nice cake. I think this was Skeppy and Bad Boy Halos, if I remember right.
I
This
wouldn't
is
eat it.
I
nice.
think so.
I wouldn't eat it.
Ooh. See, this for me, this is my favorite, like, minor set. Oh, they're just going to destroy everything off the start. They just have no interest.
Yep.
Kill
They
'em.
always
Techno
halfway
says
through-
kill him. Of course, Techno would.
Halfway through, they remember they can actually still build. That happened
no.
last week, too.
All right.
I do like the decorations.
is
Apparently,
nice.
the chairs got flattened.
That for me is top 5. Oh, this one?
Beautiful.
This is nice.
This
I actually,
perfectly represents a wedding to me.
Oh, 100%, right? I mean, this, like, literally is so solid.
Jerome likes it. He said 10 out of 10.
Dude.
Oh, Preston says that was theirs and they died. Were they not able to respawn?
I think there were like some issues potentially.
I noticed somewhere in there they said Keem was asking if they should restart, but I didn't know why. Maybe they just weren't able to participate in that game.
We'll wait for all commands from the tower, and whatever they say, hey, we'll just we'll take it from there. Meanwhile, this is a red velvet cake.
That it is.
Yes, it is.
They are actually having a ceremony on the top of the cake, which is interesting. So there you go.
I like this. This looks very nice. The silhouette on top. They have 2 books, though. I don't know why you need...
See, is that a cross or is that a Minecraft character?
I think it's a silhouette of like a Steve standing
Okay.
there.
You couldn't really
But
tell. It was close.
It could also just be a very skinny cross.
It could be.
Maybe he's
It
gone on a
definitely
diet
could be.
recently.
That's a person.
Low carbs.
It did look like a
Low
person. I did-
carbs.
you know, you never know. Okay, so this
Oh, man.
this
We
kind
got
of
the
looks like
creeper
a, this kinda looks
umbrella.
like a boat to me.
I'm
I
still
can see it.
I'm still going with that first one though, or not the first one.
I'm going with Shrek.
Well, Shrek is cool, but the one
Shrek was
after Shrek, who was it?
That one was good too.
That one was really
That
good.
one's
The
good.
detail.
Also,
Yeah, that was
Shrek's
very
is really
nice.
good.
This one's got to say "Oh man" somewhere. It's
Surely
Captain
it
Sparkle.
does. Right.
The revenge video is actually when he changed his skin to Usher. Previously, I think it was a pig in a Superman costume, but I guess Techno stole that from him.
Ooh,
No,
the
he's the superior
The
pig.
veil on the creeper is nice, right? Which was stained glass previously, or window panes.
The
This
web
one,
does look very nice.
cobs. Cobs of webs. Web cobs, whatever you want to call it.
There you go.
282T. Expert, what does this mean?
I have no idea.
What is it?
It's a 200 IQ play. You wouldn't understand.
Oh, that's true.
Apparently.
Yeah, I'm around the 70 IQ. Oh, see, now this is not the arms.
That's
A
very
little
nice.
bit crazy.
A little
But
noodly.
you can tell instantly what it was.
They're holding hands.
Ooh, the buttons as well.
Oh, I
For
like
the nice
that.
Little suit
That looks
coat.
very nice.
Yep. Good.
Just the arm is
Very
just
lumpy
The feet are a little bit odd, I'll be honest.
The
but
arms and the feet.
No one cares about the feet. No one cares. You see, Bajan was just staring very heavily. Those are heels.
As
That
he
was a
said-
nice touch.
Excuse, he said, Jesus Christ, what is this, Attack on Titan Season 4?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of these do have some pretty big people getting married.
They are.
Someone has a diamond armor in the audience.
It's a VIP.
Yeah.
Ooh, another
Another
solid
empty one.
Another solid one. See, Taylor, this is
They're just copying it.
this is our playing field. If we were playing next week, this is where we would be.
We need to do it.
I'm down.
I'm down to do it. I really am.
I'm down to cast and play at the same time. Let's
I'm
get a
down to
laptop
make
up
fun of
here.
you the whole time.
There you go. I think that would be a match made in heaven. Literally.
Well, that is fitting of the wedding thing.
Ooh, see, I
I
that's
agree.
deserving.
This
That's
is
deserving.
the one that I think should have won, and it did.
I also completely agree.
Jack
This
Mess
is very
CNS
nice.
Major. I definitely everybody's gangster till someone throws a wedding. All right.
There you have it. Just a lot of little details, a lot of kind of opinions being spread throughout the the chat, kind of
It's
coming
good to know.
into.
Like we get to know these players a little bit more every single week.
we do.
And Build Battle is a great way to know
Yeah.
who they are.
I want to know who built the Shrek one. I still don't know who made that.
I forget.
I
I
forgot.
don't think we saw.
Well, I know we were looking at like the them constructing it, but we never got to see who it was. But that for me, at least second place. It was top 2, top 3.
I think it's
in my
perfect.
opinion.
Like relevancy, it's awesome because it's like everybody thinks of doing the bride and groom, which
Yep.
is great, and the one that won, I think rightly so. The detail alone was great.
It was.
But
Very
Shrek
well.
and Fiona, that's 200 IQ.
That is.
True.
So we're going to take a look at our scorecard now.
Techno's
after
still on top.
3 games. Yeah, Techno's still on top, man. He's holding on. Barely, though. Like,
I
'cause we
still
were
think
talking about
they-
after the first 2 games, it was getting close, but hey, this one within 7.
I still think they definitely deserve it, though. They had very good positioning in Hunger Games. They never had a wall against their back. They always had escape route, any danger. You saw multiple times Techno and Junkie got low, but they just got out of there.
Yeah, like I said, close games after 3. We've got a few more games still underway. Do not go anywhere. Minecraft Monday, week number 7 continues right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Minecraft Monday, week number 7, as we're live here from the UMG studio, having a fantastic time. We just got to take a quick little gander at our scoreboard, coming what will be now here in toward game number 4 of some Spleef. It's myself, Lando Sanders, joined in part by Taylor Reflections Noble. We've also got Tyler, a.k.a. Arrow, joining us for this week. Again. It has been a joyous time up to this point. But like we said, we just got to watch an interesting build battle go through. It was a wedding theme. It was very nice.
Joyous.
The guys who won, obviously, it was Jack and Major, deserved it for sure because their builds were lovely. I would never be able to come up with something like that. I was talking how I would love to be in this for next week, at least in build battle. Definitely not after that. No, I could not withstand anything related to that whatsoever. So
what, like the Hunger Games and things like that?
The Hunger Games, I would struggle. I thought that I would do well when it comes down to build battle. After what we saw, probably not.
We would do better than some of them.
Which ones in particular?
Yeah, say who you think you'd build better than.
Maybe Tyler won a Greek god. I would at least make. I would at least
what?
make. I don't know what the cake was in the middle. What do you want me to do?
I actually had no idea what that was either.
It was like a cake with like
sprinkles,
gumdrops, or maybe even sprinkles. Gumdrops or sprinkles. I don't know.
Could be a sprinkled giant long john, maybe filled because there was red in the middle. Be just a massive donut.
Let me tell you, no joke, long johns are the best. Like the filled ones with like the custard in the middle. Am I wrong?
I mean, I'm just listening to you. I mean,
they're amazing.
They're great.
They're amazing. Anyways,
love pastries. We're talking about pastries.
If they do anything food related, I think next week, and we were the ones competing in it, come on, it'd be too easy.
Yeah, well, I mean, depending on what the food would be, yeah, I agree. I think that'd be fun.
Enough.
I'd enjoy it.
Pasta.
What if it was just food?
Pasta would be so annoying. What would we do for pasta?
I don't know. I just know you don't like pasta.
I love pasta. What are you talking about?
Oh, wait. No, I'm thinking of the wrong person. I'm thinking
I was going to say, like, I love pasta's my favorite food.
Pasta House, or what do we have?
I love Pasta House.
Anyways,
Pasta House is my favorite.
Noodles & Co. That's what you don't like.
Well, okay, it's not that I don't like it. It's just not my favorite. We always talk about it like when we order food here at the studio because we obviously have long broadcasts. It's a matter of, okay, what's the one veto that you don't really prefer?
It's always Noodles & Co.
I just not the biggest fan. I'll be honest.
So we always go with chicken sandwiches or pizza because that's the easiest thing because everybody agrees on that.
Right.
Regardless, though,
all I asked
battle
for was just not to have noodles, but I do love pasta.
Build battle. Next
my
week,
Italian food.
We need to play.
Clearly, I love Italian food.
Stop.
I clearly enjoy some good Italian food from time to time. Good garlic. That's what I would make. I would make some garlic bread.
Garlic bread is really good.
You have a lot of little
it's good,
brownish yellow tinted
garlic
blocks.
cheese bread.
Oh,
even better.
Yep.
Just make it better. Just add some cheese.
What's your favorite food in the world?
Favorite food in the world?
Ooh, on the spot.
That might be the garlic cheese bread from Paschetti's.
Paschetti's. What's
Oh,
Paschetti's? Do I know Paschetti's?
Oh boy.
Where's Paschetti's?
Oh boy, it's in St. Louis.
Sounds like spaghetti.
It's close. That's the name. That's the point of the name.
I can't roast you. I know what it is, but I've never been there.
You never been there?
No, I have not. But I have heard of it.
I'm a simple man. I like barbecue chicken, like the shake and bake barbecue chicken. Like I'm talking just basic, right?
Okay.
Mashed potatoes and corn.
Did anyone else just hear his random Southern draw you just got right there?
Because I'm from Kentucky. So from Kentucky, I live in Georgia. Barbecue, shake and bake chicken, baby.
over here.
I love Spleef, man. Spleef is great. So talk to me about Spleef. What's your strategy, Arrow? Because clearly you've been around the block. Some people build islands.
That was clever. Around the block. Sorry.
Listen, it wasn't even intended, but I appreciate the.
Always say your pun's intended, especially if it wasn't.
So Techno, no, he's not. He's trying to build. Can you build up?
Techno has.
Are you
game.
kidding me?
I am very proud of him. He is. He seems to know the game.
Oh, he gets down. He's a good man.
Yeah, he seems to really like figuring out all these issues with the server and then exploiting them just to show that he can. And then he's a good sport and he just stops. But he definitely almost died out right there already.
Wow. Everyone's got their eye on this guy, and for good reason.
Spleef has been a very popular game since about a year after the game came out. Pretty much since the dawn of multiplayer. It's just known in Minecraft. It's if you can't play Minecraft and not really know or not know what Spleef is. Well, surprisingly, I personally have probably played Spleef 3 times in my life.
Really?
Correct.
So I've actually played Spleef quite a bit in my Minecraft history. Now, have I been good at it? Absolutely not. But I remember playing on I remember there was one server years ago when when multiplayer was first introduced that had literally 5 different tiers to it, and it was circular. They had really cool designs for it.
Spleef,
I remember this map.
Yeah.
Wasn't it gray based on gray blocks that they spiraled down?
That sounds very familiar now that I think about it.
I think I do remember this map.
Wow.
I've made a
Small
Spleef map
world.
before. I used to make minigame servers like this.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I
Okay.
never got anyone to play them. I'd spend like weeks making them, and then
And no one play?
there's no one show up.
Can I get F's in chat, please? For Arrow,
I
unfortunately.
love some Fs. Can we get some subscribers in chat, please?
Some subscribers in chat. It's good to see Technoblade still alive. Now, like we said, we talked about it, right? We're interested in TNT Run, 6 for 6. And if he comes to a Spleef and he wins all 3 of these, I mean, there's just no stopping him. And curious enough, he is going to be in a fight, and he's going to be dropping down. And I think that was Skeppy who got the best of him.
Skeppy seems to be doing very well at all these Spleef events, at least from what I've seen.
Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy, absolutely. Yeah, they just do really well when it comes to Spleef, which is interesting because it's not the exact same as TNT Run, but I think it's relatable in a way. I don't know. I mean,
Kind of.
It's different, I know, because you have the snowballs being thrown.
I mean, there are clearly similarities.
There's
but
similarities,
Yeah.
but it's just interesting to know, like,
There's the extra element, right? Of being
like
able
you
to
know,
shoot and whatnot.
Techno can win 6 in a row, but very rarely, I mean, does he win Spleef?
The
Like-
thing is, I think they are very similar. And I believe Techno might be the only player that realizes that. I think he plays both games kind of similarly. However, Spleef is known to be a more offensive game. And in general, people think of TNT Run as a more defensive game.
Oh, yeah.
So
Sure,
they focus more on staying alive instead of eliminating other players.
Fair
I feel
enough.
like Techno was the opposite. He eliminates people to make his space, and then he does his short single block hop strategy. Stay around, or maybe glitch
Right.
the game out and stand on the wall for a second and show off.
Sure.
Which I definitely can't blame him for.
Impressive.
Those used to be very popular glitches in multiplayer games. And of course, when you're not
Oh.
a YouTuber streaming,
The Preston
people-
win?
Oh
What?
wow!
That was it? That was the final player.
I was actually about to ask if anyone was left on top, and apparently it was Preston.
So, yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of players not even fighting typically. Preston obviously fighting towards the end, but some players just love to stand on the edge. Obviously, you see, like, the blocks will eventually decay, but for the
I
most
am
part.
noticing that.
So there's only 2 levels, too. We talked about, like, one with 5 levels. There's only 2 levels of this. So staying on that top, obviously, is very critical whenever you see a lot of players doing that. But Mr. Savage, though, right, coming from the Fortnite scene, common duo being with Benji Fish, World Cup duo out there. One of my favorite ones, also a winner of Friday Fortnite.
Yeah.
And one of the weeks, I think, what is it, week 1?
Indeed.
But Mr. Savage down on the 2nd layer already, but looks like he does find a victim.
Are there survivability points in this mode?
It's only survival points. that you
Yeah, it's
earn
only
off of this.
survival. Yeah, so basically you get 1 point for every survival. So like there's 21 teams.
Yeah.
How many? Like there's what? That's 40 potential points, 40 plus points that you can get for you and your teammate. And that's why kind of I highlight. It says Fit.
Drive by.
Fit drops all the way down, and I know this is your favorite team, your sleeper team rather, maybe not favorite, but sleeper team
It's my sleeper team right here.
coming through. I respect that. I didn't even get my sleeper team
You
this,
didn't.
this week.
I mean, I'm sure it would have. Oh,
Was that Captain
so
Sparkle?
basically,
he got him twice.
I was gonna say he ran by him on the first level, casually knocked him down, and then saw him on the second tier and was like, "Yep, just gonna do the same thing. No big deal." Jordan didn't have time to react. Good stuff from Fit.
I'm not sure Fit knows he can throw snowballs. He's just
He has a
been
ton
keeping
of
so many of them.
He has a
Moxie
strategy.
and everybody out.
Moxie has that whole
no!
corner.
He's caught up. He was trying to jump and he gets dropped.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Moxie's claimed that whole back corner over there, so unless people camp, he's
Ooh.
also kind of claimed the area around it too. So it'll be pretty difficult for people to get snowballs to hit him off later on. So he's probably secured himself a top 10 spot. Dan TDM here going for.
Oh,
I
he
can't
did?
see who that was.
2 players drop off, so we're down to just 12 players remaining.
Final 4th. Skeppy camping up top. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, we see someone over there. Is that Mitch? I can't really see the skin too well. Oh, Techno got him down.
Wow.
Technically,
Double.
quick work of him.
That was Skeppy, right? And Skeppy was the one who took down Technoblade
Yep.
last game.
Yep.
So interesting. Good work.
Revenge.
That's what always Technoblade is looking for. I feel like it's always revenge
Oh.
that he has on his mind.
How
and
did he
Mr.
get back?
Savage. Wow.
I'm
just
upset
the
that
in
we-
air, just in the air, manages to dodge himself, get on the map. That is crucial. That's clever.
I'm upset that we said revenge 2 or 3 times while the Creeper all-man skin was on screen. Who is this? Just Vorb? Is that what that says?
Just Verb, yeah.
Verb, okay.
Just Verb chilling up top. He's played in a couple of weeks now,
What is
Minecraft
the
Monday.
skin?
I
Oh.
like that skin. I haven't seen one of those for a long time.
Eyes the back of his head, just ready to go at all times. I like this. We're kind of at a standstill. right
Everyone's
now.
got their area. They can't really get more snowballs because they've already broken everything around them.
I feel like in this situation it just comes down to, like, people will unintentionally just start targeting one player at a time. So then you'll see like just a massive snowballs just coming their way. So like Mr. Savage, for example, right? He's on his own little island. He's got 2 people to his sides. And you can only imagine some snowballs coming his way, but...
If he wanted to leave, he has a jump to the left. The farthest you can jump is 4 blocks if you get it perfectly, although it's pretty difficult. 3 blocks is very easy. So I think he could get off this island if he wanted to run around. But he definitely has the smallest island down here. And I believe there were 1 or 2 players still left on top. So whenever they fall down, that might start causing a chain reaction of people losing their territory.
And the only thing that I've got to be worried about for the competition is like Mr. Savage has plenty of materials, right? He's sitting at a total of, 34 snowballs in his inventory. He could crank some 90s and go across. And Techno does go down. That was a Fortnite joke. No one laughed. It's okay. Sometimes you miss, but at least, if you shoot for the moon and you miss the moon, at least you'll land amongst the stars.
But if you shoot at the moon and you have bloom, what happens then?
You don't hit it because bloom is a terrible mechanic. Could you imagine if there was bloom in...
This is my man right here, by the way.
Yeah?
This is my man. Camping Rusher.
Is Fit still alive?
I don't know, honestly. I actually have no idea.
I think Fit dropped earlier, but this is your man right here.
This is the guy who currently is in the world of updating us on Fortnite news while also has the Minecraft server PvP history.
Yeah, Camping Rusher is a big throwback name.
Yeah.
It took me a second whenever I saw the name because I'm used to seeing his cow skin. I actually never really realized that he just kind of dropped off the face of Minecraft. But he's back. It's nice to see him.
It's nice that, Minecraft Monday kind of brought back, a ton of people that, it's kind of nostalgia, right? And I think that's why a lot of people watch this, because it's reliving your childhood, if you will, or maybe your
I completely agree.
Late teens or whatever age you were, but back in the day, kind of watching, Marome, right? Because they were playing together in a couple of first weeks and things like that. And it's kind of nice to see not only some... Oh, Mr. Savage, no! he threw some...
Wait!
Hey, did he hit one with the Hail Mary?
I think he did. I think he did. He threw him from the grave.
No,
what a play!
But he doesn't get any points for the elimination. But still, though, the fact that he hit that
Rusher
is
and
just
Moxie.
Awesome.
I think that's Moxie. He's the Santa Claus skin, right?
So it's good to know Moxie's still around. So Landon, your boy might get himself a little win here.
He's gotta be careful though, man.
It's a nice Ender Dragon cape, Rusher. That's old.
Moxie's a solid player. That's for sure. Like multiple game modes, not even just creative ones, PvP ones as well. And these long-range shots, are any of them going to connect? Oh,
he fell.
No!
He got him.
He fell as the block started to kind of dissipate underneath him here in level 2. He ends up getting dropped. So Preston in game 1, Moxie in game 2. And I got to say, game 1 feels like it was forever ago for how long that last game was. But I'm excited to see how the third match will partake as we're ready to go. We're off to the races, gentlemen.
And we see Techno immediately jump sprint forwards the second it starts.
Turn is AFK.
Is he?
He was AFK. I think he was typing in chat. Instantly fell to the second level, nearly got taken down again, and then just narrowly managed to stay alive.
Oh, Tyler would have been so mad. Could you imagine?
Oh, there he is. He's on level 2 as well.
Oh, no.
I wonder if anyone has unintentionally eliminated their teammate.
I know what happened last week. I saw Log.Zip eliminate Preston in TNT Run. I don't know about Spleef.
Yeah.
But again, they are fairly similar games.
Greek God he's definitely getting ready for this, but
Oh,
he's
Fitz
got
trying to
a
cut him
lot
off?
of... Yeah, this
He's
is going to be a
dangerous.
tough situation. I think there's a very high chance Greek gets eliminated here.
Why is that, Taylor?
Because
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, no!
Feels
He
like
took
someone-
him down, and someone just was on his flank. Dropped him instantly. A good effort.
I love Greek, honestly. But, man, it's been a rough couple of games, to say the least. But... good to see. Moxie winning that last one, though, was big, right? Because he was the one who carried the team in the first Hunger Games on Valleyside, especially when XQC dropped off early. So the fact that XQC and Moxie are still in this as much as they are is a huge testament to Moxie kind of performing so well. And Techno, unfortunately, was eliminated earlier on, too.
Junkie Janker, I believe, is still up there, unless he recently fell. I saw him a second ago. What I'm wondering is how many players are using F5 in this sort of mode. Because whenever people are on the top, the bottom doesn't seem to disappear over time. So I think it'd be pretty safe to stand there and use F5 and make sure someone's not sneaking up on the sides of you, which happens
I think it
fairly
does
often.
decay like later on.
Yeah.
Just not at the moment.
Well, I think it's whenever no one's on the top layer. Because I saw it doing it on the last round once people started like claiming their territory and camping. But currently Captain Sparkles and I believe that's Fit are on the top.
Okay.
And nothing on the bottom starting to decay. Although it looks like there's only 7 players left, so They're getting a lot of points.
Who are you saying is the gumball actor?
Junkie Janker.
I think Junkie Janker is because someone in chat just said killed by gumball is an honor. That's
Fair.
actually awesome because I used to watch that show.
His skin is Gumball.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I noticed that in survival games the first time.
What?
That's actually awesome.
He's a very talented kid.
How old is he?
I don't know, honestly.
Huh.
I think he's my age.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
21?
Sorry. Let me bring it back.
Oh, there goes Jack.
It seems as if like one snowball has kind of done it this week. Like normally it is multiple fired at once, but I feel like a lot of players have been pretty much getting caught off guard, not prepared, and Captain Sparkles may be ready to try to take someone down on that top layer. And he's got to be careful of his own position, right? That decay. You got to make sure that you
trying
have
to
it.
snipe him.
You got to make sure that you're prepared. Tossing down a few more and just not having him land as of yet. So
I'm surprised he's not going for. So you'd think Jordan would try. Oh, there you go. He's going for the people on the lower level, but they will give away his position, and he doesn't know if anything's under him. Does look like Jordan is the last one on the top, though.
Okay, so just Verb being down here.
Is that his teammate next to him?
yes, I believe
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
they're
see
singling
Jordan.
him out.
Oh, he's down.
And he's
Oh, he's way down. He's gone.
Oh,
Yep.
no. So there's one player left. Who's the
got
last player?
comboed.
Who was the last guy outside of these two?
I thought there was one more up top, right?
Yeah, he's still on the top.
Oh, that was a big
Is
jump.
that Fit, maybe?
Oh, it is. Imagine if Fit pulled this off. This would be a YouTube title ready to happen. Actually, his skin looks very similar to him, mind you. Oh, okay.
That was
Fit.
close.
Oof. Has to be careful there. Maybe doing some CrossFit now and nearly already taken down. They're trying to get rid of all the
He's gone.
layers, and he's done for.
And
It's
now
pretty
it's
much just about who's
the
going
teammates.
to stay up. This is a massive amount of points, though. Them kind of being in that first and second place position. A lot of times we talk about, oh, you know, it was just Technoblade who did really well, or if it was just this particular player who did
Everyone's
well.
saying to eat the berries.
And
Don't let the Hunger Games tear you apart. Just Verb.
That's cool. So what? Preston, Moxie, just Verb.
It
Couple
did
of
look
others.
like the bottom didn't decay until Fit fell, because I did notice it started to decay then.
Okay.
So we see Techno getting out of the map there.
Imagine if he just would have stayed up there.
instantly
People
he had
probably would
put-
have complained.
yeah, instantly he had people looking at him just like, really? Really, Techno? And he's like, okay, all right, I'll take that. No big deal. No big
Techno
deal. in
knows
this
every
instance.
nuance there is to know
He does.
about this game.
He really does. Man's a.
Master your craft.
I mean, hey, he is a master at this game.
Nice shot
that's
by
for
Preston
sure.
there. Sniped him out of the jump. Oh, that's how they win round one, yeah. He
But
never
nothing
even fell.
beats, though, Mr. Savage knocking one of the players down while falling into the lava.
That was
Yes, that was very
nice.
nice.
That was, like, by far, like, hands down, the best moment that I have seen.
I was actually just about to comment on that when that happened, saying that doesn't really ever do anything. And then, like, as I took the breath to say that, I saw Techno fall.
After the game one debacle has been strong.
All right, well, thank you, Captain
the
Sparkles.
game one debacle.
Captain Sparkles decided to make a quick little feature on the stream. We appreciate Jordan.
That game one debacle was strong, let me tell you.
he was just behind the couch over here. No big deal. He also has the mic 3 feet, or rather 3
Clearly,
inches away
just
from him,
the
so.
most bassiest voice just came through my headset. I'm like, who is that?
I don't know. He's only in 4th place. I don't know why he thinks he can just come on our stream like that. We only talk to the #1 players, such as Techno and Junkie Janker.
Wow.
680, 662, very close between them and Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy.
And this is
And
like,
look at Log.Zip right 658.
like literally.
Wow.
We have our top 7 teams are within like 60 points of each other, less than 60 points. That is literally just one game mode,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think about. I mean, we have seen a very kind of consistent game up to this point in terms of players who have kind of all been in that same situation. So I'm interested if that will be a continuous trend as we get ready to load in here for game number 5, KitPVP. But hey, man, like I said, I think this week has the capability to be even closer than last week, and I didn't even know if that was actually possible.
Sure.
Depending on how the scores even at the fact that it was like 18, 6 points kind of separating the first, second, and third spots. So I'm excited to see how this one breaks down.
And I think it's going to be even closer this week. And the reason why I say that is because we got rid of Run from Lava. We know a lot of players struggled at that simply because parkour is tough to do, right?
That's
Especially
true.
if you don't play this game occasionally. But what is everyone pretty much familiar with? They're pretty much familiar with combat, right? A lot of these players play first-person shooters, third-person shooters, whatever. Coming into Minecraft, it's not as hard to transition as like something like parkour would be. getting rid of Run from Lava, adding in one shot is going to, I think, be beneficial for a lot of other players who struggled in the past and didn't get a bulk of points when it came from Run from Lava. So when we move into that, it's going to be interesting. As we head in, though, to KitPVP, we're going to be watching different perspectives. This was a fast one from last time. This one ended very quickly, I think within 5 minutes. And let's start off with Preston, baby. Let's see, how good is he?
Preston's an excellent PvPer, and I believe, who was his teammate again? Log.zip?
I believe so.
He's also fairly decent as far as I remember. I like his layout there with his green screen webcam. Looks nice. Jack Sucks Life is... Oh, he almost got a full combo on him, but Jack got out of it. Oh, he tried to Ender Pearl away, but just hit himself. I believe there is Ender Pearl damage. Is that correct?
I believe so. I believe
what,
there
3?
is.
I think it's 3.
Oh, geez. The default's normally 2.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, 2 hearts.
Might be 2, might be 2 or 3. I think it's probably default 2 then, but this is a pretty chaotic game mode to say the least. I know last week it was like extra chaotic, especially because I think it happened at nighttime, I think, last one, and the lightning was just going off nonstop. It was pretty crazy to say the least, but like I said, one thing that I'm interested to see is the call-outs from XQC and Tyler, but you know, Vicstar is another guy that I'm interested in too, right? Because Vicstar is a very talented player, not only in Fortnite, but Minecraft as well.
Yes, I know him from Minecraft in general. I didn't even know he played Fortnite.
Yeah, really solid player Fortnite too.
Nice. He's very, very good at PvP. He's known for that too. Him and then Mitch and Jerome and their whole team, they used to do Battle Dome constantly, which is just a PvP.
Did you ever play on VicCraft, though?
I did, actually.
Okay, same. Nice.
I've played on pretty much all of these main PvP YouTubers that had servers. I've played on all of them. I started on Antvenoms, but
I love Antvenom.
yeah, he's pretty nice.
A true OG, if you will.
What I'm wondering is how many players are looking at the health on the chat whenever it shows someone's died, and then targeting weaker players, which is with a few shots.
It just seems so chaotic, though.
What's kind of weird though is it might take a second because the health in that number form goes through 20 usually is the max.
Okay. Oh yes.
But Minecraft itself has 100 health.
He's eating a gapple, but he looks so intense while like, why does he look so bad, Tyler?
Oh, he's trying to single out. He and Greek God, they're going for the plays. They're trying to get this 2v1 engagement, and unfortunately, he will fall by aimbot Calvin, which is always a talented player to look out for.
Oh, 100%.
He says, I don't think I'm doing damage.
Honestly, Tyler is a brilliant streamer.
This is a past this is a past broadcast I have to go back and watch after today is over.
I want to watch every single moment. Not only him, but hear the communication between him and Greek God. No kills?
He does have 0.
He has 0. Oh, no! Tyler!
He's cursing on our Minecraft stream.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, man.
He just needs to learn about combos. So when starting combos, that's why some players use fishing rods, is because they don't do damage, but they can get that nice prop-up hit. And then hitboxes in Minecraft are a rectangular box, obviously.
Sure.
However, it just slides. It doesn't turn with them.
Okay.
So if you look at someone straight on, there'll be like a flat hitbox in front of them. If you look at them from an angle, from a diagonal, it might see the corner sticking out a little bit.
Okay.
So if you can get that first hit with a fishing rod, or even just like with an arrow or just a normal melee hit, and prop them up, get to the diagonal, you can just spam combo click, do some block hits, and that's how you start combos. You can hit someone 8 or 9 times before they can even hit you, and it looks like they're in range.
Okay.
You'll see that a lot from Techno with his block hits. He's very good at that positional awareness, as I've mentioned a few times here. He's also very good with Ender Pearls, as a lot of these players are. Preston's had some pretty good Ender Pearls.
Moxie, man. This guy's actually super, super good. I know he's kind of throwing out a few potions right before he engaged. Like, his combos are looking so good. He's calling out, man, I was frying them. I'm taking them down. And there goes maybe C-Scoop as well. He's got his teammate alongside of him. This man, Moxie, I tell you what, he is not slowing down. He at least had a hand in taking out a few.
In that situation, I would have Ender Pearled out and tried to run, but he was going to die there. He was ready to just hold his ground as long as he could.
I'm loving this this cutout, though,
Yep.
right? Everybody
he
loves
has
to
this
put
on
the
his YouTube
camera
channel always.
into a nice little square. He's just got his circle.
MS Paint Circle.
MS Paint Circle. See, that's something I could do. I've been looking for new graphics for my stream. I
like
could do that.
Yeah, 100%.
I think I'm gonna do that.
I got Vic. Come on.
They got Vic.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, this
I
is
believe it might actually still be at night, but you see the top left corner, they have Gamma Bright 1500%. If that's a server side thing, that might be helpful of why it's changed.
Oh,
okay.
I was gonna say, I think this was the same map we had last week.
Correct.
Okay.
What is going on in here?
Oh, how did he just
He
stay
getting out,
alive? What?
Oh, yeah,
I
he
think he
died from
eliminated
Ender
himself.
Pearl.
Ender Pearl, yeah.
I was gonna say the one thing was just like, oh, let me go and toss out the Cinder Pearl to escape. You didn't actually need to, but hey, good
Eating
effort.
Gapple a little bit early there. Did it only give him one absorption heart? It looked like it did.
I think he was getting hit like as soon as he took it.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I think he got hit like as soon as he took it. So
You usually want to get hit before you eat your Gapple. That's a UHC thing, because they slowly heal 2 hearts while giving you the 2 absorption hearts, as we see there.
okay.
So you definitely want to, unless you're desperate, you want to eat them in an engagement whenever you're not getting hit, and not prior, because you want to get the most amount of healing as you can out of it.
Okay.
But obviously, that's not always possible.
That's my knowledge. Something to kind of keep in mind.
Cupquake!
Let's go and switch over. It's a good old Cupquake. Oh, it's already happened. Bad Boy Halo, Skeppy. They've done it. It was the first to get to 25 elims. So, or was it 50 this week? I guess
Yeah,
it was 50 this
Yeah,
week.
it was
Oh,
50.
okay. Well, maybe 25 per player. Regardless, though,
It's a lot of
they,
points.
they get it done. Yes, and that is a ton of points possibly going their way. We'll see how that kind of affects the standings a little bit. But that was kind of interesting. I know
It
we
was.
get to watch it for a little bit longer this time. I think we
Yeah.
added to the kill counter overall, which definitely made the game not be as short, which was nice.
Last week it was like literally 3 minutes.
My worry, though, is how many did Tyler one get a kill?
I know Greek God did. I know Greek God because I saw Greek God come in at least like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Tyler one, I don't know.
I hope so.
You
I
can
really
imagine
hope
he got a 3P. Like at least an arrow or something that he was able
Yeah.
to like just fire in and just get one player down.
Maybe even a kill steal at the very least.
Or whatever, right? Kill's still going for the third party. There's a lot of opportunities, but we look at our
Oh, look
leaderboard
at
and
this.
Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy from
Very
number
nice.
2 now into number 1.
101 point lead on the second place team. That's not just a few buttons. That's a big lead.
Yeah, that definitely is, right? I mean, we saw Technoblade and Junkie Janker, who I think we're leading coming into this game mode, go from first to third, so a major
Correct.
change up. Now, they are only 1 point, separating them from second place, but still for them to go down the way that they have is interesting. And we talked about a PvP mode. We thought that's where they were going to really start to kind of shine. However, it seemed to be Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy in finding those 50 eliminations in total really kind of started to distance themselves in comparison to everyone else who was just below them.
Yep.
So while they may have got toward that elimination amount, there may have been a decent amount of teams who were nowhere near that first place margin. So I am interested to see how the scoreboard starts to fluctuate a little bit more with a number of different game modes being tossed in, like I said, PvP mode last time, and now we're heading to the definition of a mini game. We've got Dropper. And
I love
Score.
it. I love
Yep.
Dropper. Dropper's my personal favorite to watch because you have to be incredibly talented. It's kind of deceiving, right? Because
It is.
Yeah.
there's a lot of maps that seem so easy. Just drop down.
Now, can I make a request really quick? At some point, I would love, and I know we already were on him earlier, I would love to see Tyler One's reaction to Dropper because I know he's never played this before. And how frustrating it is whenever you just keep jumping in the same area over and over again. If we get the opportunity, I understand if not, I would love to watch his perspective.
I think genuinely that would
Looks
be
like we're
amazing.
starting.
That would be amazing.
I think it would be too. I think that'd be awesome.
So already 15, 16, 17, 18 players completed. So you can imagine this is probably
Keep counting, Taylor.
an easy one. But here it is. Tyler won. We get to at least see, his perspective this way. And I think that was a quick death. And
There
they're
you
okay.
go.
All right. We're off to a good start. He made it. And he
Do
found
we
the
have
button.
our own map this time?
I don't know.
Because this does not look like the Dropper map. Because previously I was wondering why players would never practice on the Dropper map because it's public. They always get to the bottom and they can't find the button.
Yeah. Well,
And
so I think they might.
This
They
looks
we've-
original.
We have rotated through quite a few.
yeah.
This is a nice bunny.
That is nice.
There's a nice little
Bunny and Clouds. That was kind
Oh,
of a
there's Grande.
more no,
No
pressure.
pressure.
No pressure, Grande. Hey, no big deal, buddy. Yeah, there we go. Makes it through.
There's got to be a pig down there.
Possibly.
There's a pig down there. Has to be 100%.
I wonder what happens if they just jump out of the map. If there's border blocks or something.
What jump out of the map and then come down? Well, they probably wouldn't survive the drop.
You could probably live that drop. You'd have like maybe a heart.
You think so? And
I
then
think
just
so.
break through the wall and just
You-
come down?
Steve has very strong legs in Minecraft. Unreasonably strong legs. Can we
That
get
was a-
Steve in a death battle?
That was a nice jump from B.
That was very graceful.
All right, Tyler.
This one looks pretty tricky.
Yeah. I think everyone's kind of getting the pattern of it. It's pretty much just I said, kind of shifting your character's movement a little bit back and forth. And Tyler made it. There we go. He's 2 for 2, folks.
I'm kind of curious. Why not walk, like, jump on that first one, walk over, and then kind of like jump down? That seems like a much safer drop.
Because it instantly teleports you back.
Oh, does it? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, there's some. I know there were some maps like previously, like on Dropper, that players would actually drop down slowly.
Yeah, I did notice that in the actual Dropper map. However, it seems they've changed it before.
Okay, so you can't do that.
Because I know last week I helped one of the cameras at one point.
Okay.
And I noticed a lot of players on some of the maps would just inch down and then heal their damage, and they actually got like top 10 spots.
Sure.
Just by going slowly.
Right.
But it seems they don't want them to do that. So
Which is fair.
If they are in the ground past a certain Y level, it teleports them back to the top.
Oh,
Wow.
made it, but not able to touch the button. See a lot of players unable to touch the button at the end.
I'd like to see one where they all have water buckets and there's not anything at the end, and you just have to land on the bottom.
What?
Because that's the UHC thing. Is if you're falling at any distance, if you place a water bucket right before you hit the ground, you won't take damage.
But how skilled do you have to be to do that, though?
I don't know. The highest I've done is 70,000 blocks. I was practicing PvP once, and my friend teleported me the same position 70,000 blocks. 5.5 minutes later, I landed it, and I am very proud of that.
Could you imagine dropping 5.5 minutes and then not landing in the bucket of water?
Yeah, because he did it again later, and I missed. This is a far jump. I'm not seeing Connor here getting any sprinting before jumping. I'm not sure how he expects to make that gap.
Try and try again.
Oh, there's vines
Ooh, I
people
was
are
gonna
landing
say,
on.
That was the big thing for me. I was like, I'm curious if the vines are interactive, if you will, to try to jump onto those, make your fall a little bit easier. But
If you crouch on them, you'll just completely stop. You won't have any momentum whatsoever. Although even if you're not crouching, you just go slowly, so it doesn't matter too much.
Connor.
There he goes.
That got a little bit scary there.
Dolan there.
Dark.
So 35, that'll
Television.
be 36, and we
Most
only
of our
have 10
players are
seconds
making
left.
it through. Like, for the most part, I think we've only seen, like, maybe in total 2 or 3
Afamu.
players not make it in. Afamu, unfortunately.
I think it's
being one of
Afmao.
those.
Afmao.
I could be wrong, though.
Afmao's still up there. Unfortunately.
Jack
Oh, Jack
finishes.
Jack made it, I think.
Oh, is that all of them?
At least
That's
that was
enough.
that. So I know there's going to be looks like there's 12 total
Super.
levels this time. Normally there's only 10, but I think
I'm
there's
surprised
12
it
this
doesn't
week.
say all man.
And what does it say?
Super something.
Super
Super Steve? Super, I have no idea.
Super
Stice?
Stice? Stacy? Stacy's mom?
Oh, that was the easiest one of all time. Okay. We never have time. We'll never know. We will never know what that said.
So, I mean, based on previous weeks, this seems like probably one of the easiest weeks we've had. I
Yeah.
think there's a couple of blocks down there that look like water. There we go. They
Yeah.
found the right one.
I noticed in the city map last week, there were cars they were supposed to land in that were made out of water, but one of them was made out of blue wool. I didn't notice if anyone landed on that one instead, but that would have been pretty funny.
I know previous weeks there were people landing on wool, I do believe. Because it was something that Landon kind of pointed out in one of the previous weeks. Greek God. He's not
Super
even looking
cool.
down.
I don't think he cares.
He's just
I
not
think
even,
he's just frustrated. Like, really?
he's not even looking down. What? Just jump.
There you go.
It's a-
Press W twice, though.
These are pretty short maps.
yeah, only a minute and a half. They only get a minute and a half.
No, I mean, like,
Oh, the
vertically.
jump. Gotcha. Greek God. Oh, he made it. Okay.
Nice.
Last person. Doesn't matter. You got the points.
Got the points. He barely made it, too.
He did. Oh, this one looks maybe a little more difficult. I mean, just based on the fact that there's nether rack and lava, I just assumed it's more difficult. That doesn't mean that's the case.
Fair enough. I was about to say, I only see lava, but it was covered up by something. I guess the players. Fit made it. Grande, Afmao.
Jerome. Greek. Okay, Greek. I see you. That's 36.
Oh, and there's Jack. Already called the top scorer of the game. Think Noodles. Hey, I'm B. Last few players left. As this is going to put a lot of pressure on you, right? Because the spotlight is without question on you. And you have everyone else looking at you. The stream's looking at you.
Oh, I think he would have had that one that time.
There it
There
is.
you go.
There you
He
go.
found the route.
Nice. So he's the last one, right? Yep.
Yep, I think so. Dolan Dark has left the game.
Yep.
Dolan Dark 420. Sorry, it's a very important number to have in your name.
He'll be back. He'll be
Especially
back.
from a meme master.
Yes, the meme master himself. Villagers down at the bottom. Okay. Like to see that. Jay Schlatt. Okay.
Nice little villager down there
I
guarding the
think
button.
this could be our week, Landon. If we were in this,
Do you think this one would be?
I think this would be okay.
I like the villager, right? Just greeting you as you land through. Like, hey, congratulations, you made it on I'll see you in the new world. Who knows? Maybe next week. That's what he's saying.
Now, diamond levels are usually the hardest ones in parkour maps. So let's see if it translates over to dropper maps.
Oh, this one.
This one's super easy.
Nope, does not translate.
Not at all. Look, this villager on the tracks, though. He's tripping out.
Congratulations, you made it through.
I'm surprised more people haven't stopped just to play with him.
And
They,
hey,
they
got
must
the
really
time.
be into this.
They got plenty of time.
I would stop. I wouldn't care about the points.
No?
Yeah, I'd totally just push the villager around.
Oh, Asian Canadian.
He's just been sitting there for who knows how long that guy's been there, just sitting in his cart waiting for someone to push him. No friends, no
All
family.
right, Fit. No
Nope.
friends, no family. Just
runs
stuck
right
on a
past
diamond.
him.
These are really easy this week, I will say. Look, already 8's completed this one. 13.
Boom.
I guess this is more of a test of consistency in dropper than how quickly you can find a
Sure.
route instead of how well you can do the route.
They all have the same theme, it seems.
And I'm interested
Yeah.
to see how this kind of affects the points, because I really don't think that it's going to.
I don't
right?
think
I'm thinking everyone's going to kind of stay around the same position, like outside of a
Yeah.
few outliers who didn't make it through the course. I think it's going to be pretty much everyone staying put, which is going to make even the later games that much more exciting.
Minus a potential bonus for being the first one to complete it. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
First
there-
three,
Yeah,
yeah.
so there shouldn't be any.
I was about to say, does he
real
not
big
know
differences.
he can look down?
I don't think he does. So this is something that, at least for him, has been a very reoccurring theme, is he just doesn't look down.
I would like to see Terra Swoop Force replace Dropper in the future.
Oh,
It's a Noxtrew minigame with Elytra, the wings in the game.
okay.
That is probably the best Minecraft map I've ever seen. Noxtrew is fantastic with all their things, but that could be very nice. So instead of falling, it's just gliding through
You know who
very
would be
long
good at
tunnels
that?
with obstacles. Who?
Hey, I'm B. You know why she'd be good at that?
Why?
Because she's a B.
You know, that's valid.
Taylor's just coming through with the amazing announcement. Hey, guys, this is Red Velvet Cake.
It was.
It was Red Velvet Cake. You're correct on that one.
What if it was just made to look like Red Velvet Cake to throw you off?
Oh,
was Red
Greek
Velvet
God.
Cake.
Oh, you could
just
just
at the
sense it.
buzzer.
Oh, Greek did get it in just
Wait.
the final
Oh, nice.
seconds.
I
He had
you
to.
got
have.
that.
want to point out.
Greek,
they,
you could there, Mr. Savage.
They haven't been pressing the right button on the mouse. Like they've been accidentally left clicking instead of right clicking.
I have noticed that.
So I honestly don't know if he got the points for that one. Because your body instantly gets out of there, and it was close at the end. Like he hit it like a few times and missed. So
J Schlatt made it nice.
just saying, maybe.
I hope he made it.
I hope so,
He did
too.
all that work. He finally figured out how to look down, and then he doesn't make it. I hope he made it. No.
Oh, that is one block though. So you have to be.
Think Noodles
pretty
made
much
it. He's
pixel
been one of the
perfect
last
on
ones
this
the past
one.
few times. About a minute left.
Tyler won. Okay.
He's getting better at it.
He definitely is.
The
And
Greek God isn't.
no, Greek God's right there.
Oh,
with
prove me wrong. Good
yeah,
job.
XQC, Bayesian, Filza. That seems like another easy one. This is one. This is the 10th level. We still have 2 more after this. So
We're doing 12 levels this week.
yeah, 12 levels this week. Which once again, is it going to make that much of a difference? Probably not, because
Where's our
we have
last guy?
seen.
Oh, there he is.
I thought he made it.
I thought it was
Oh,
going to
so-
be just like Carson waiting at the top
So
again.
it's another one. So you see it. He actually walks all the way across.
Oh, are they allowed to? Oh, okay. I
I also
guess.
say some maps you are,
Huh.
and some maps you're not.
I'm not sure how they differentiate that.
Everyone's giving some props. You got this. Last chance. He makes it
There
through.
you
Can he
go.
get to the button? And yes, he's good.
You can line
Oh,
yourself
he's
up.
enjoying. He's enjoying his time here. Says, you know what, guys?
he didn't get it.
Wait.
Jack, you good?
Why
Huh.
did he do that?
Jack,
I don't know.
Jack, those were points, Jack.
hello?
Maybe they don't know the points. Maybe they think it's just for getting at the bottom.
No, no, no.
Or
Jack,
maybe
Jack,
he should
Jack
know
definitely
better.
knows. He's been in like almost every week.
If he's the last one, maybe he just gets the points anyways if it ends. Or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe he could just be wasting
I
points.
think Jack
I
just.
think he was just having some fun.
Come quick.
So you know
playing
what?
Find the button.
I can win this without pressing this button.
That is
That was his stand
very hard to
of
do.
confidence. It would
Dropping
be.
is a suggestion, not a recommendation.
So what is he gonna do?
Okay, press it that time.
So, just last map, he's just like, nah, I'm good. This map, yeah.
Best Buy level.
Best Buy level.
Oh, the water is much easier this time. No one can press the button. They're all in front of it.
Oh no.
You can't click through
GG.
entities.
So is everybody just gonna be stuck down here? Block the button? You can't block the button.
It's a party. They're just enjoying each other's company.
They're slowly getting in there. They're
One
trying
button
to
per
fight each
person.
other
Okay,
for it.
listen, folks.
Incoming
There you go.
cheesy joke. It's a block party.
Oh,
It's
good one.
he gets better.
Solid
Week
one.
after week, baby.
Good effort there, Tay. Good effort.
27 and still killing the jokes.
You are.
It
You are,
just
you
gets
are
better
killing
with
the
time.
jokes, that's for sure.
I'm killing something.
You're doing one thing or the other. That's without question, right? But Dropper pretty simple this week, which is maybe nice for a few of the viewers, or rather a few of the players out there saying, hey, you know what, this is a little bit difficult for us. And, hey, now you made it through pretty much every single level. Outside of what, maybe like 4 or 5 people, I think everyone made it through every single level, which is crazy to think about. But I think we are entering in toward that 1,000-point range, as 3 teams have already managed to accomplish it. It's Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy that still are holding on to that lead, but Technoblade, Junkie Janker are in that second place position, hot on their heels, followed up by Mr. Minecraft himself, Beige Canadian, and Captain Sparkles. It's going to be fun, right? We're getting ready to head in toward our last 3 game modes. Stick with us, as we will have TNT Run right after this.
What if I had my own G Fuel flavor? Introducing Cotton Candy G Fuel. Get it now at gfuel.com.
Built an empire.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Minecraft Monday, week number 7. As we are live here from the UMG studio. Myself, Lando, joined in part by Taylor Reflections. No, we've also got Ty, a.k.a. Arrow, joining us as well in terms of the analysis for this week. Now, the only analysis that we can kind of take coming into this next game, which will be TNT Run, is can we see Technoblade get 7, 8, or 9 games in a row? Can he keep this winning streak alive? Because like we talked about, in the prior 2 weeks, he has won both, or rather, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but he's pretty much won 6 in a row, 3 from the prior week, 3 as well to the one before that one. So he's on the midst of possibly getting 9 in a row. Question being, does he have what it takes?
So the thing that I like about his style of play, we see a lot of players, especially inexperienced players, they like to sprint through the map. They kind of play like a Tron-esque style of game where they try to cut players off and drop them down low. Techno doesn't worry about any of that, and he just literally hops on one block at a time, therefore saving the amount of blocks that are around him and thus extending his life. And that's why I think he exceeds on TNT Run as much as he has. And no one else has tried to cut him off or even challenge him. Maybe because they're a little bit nervous to do so, and I don't disagree with that.
Once.
Did he fall into the second level?
Yes,
but,
he did.
But even so, we've seen him survive quite a bit. And that top level, I don't think anybody's even up there anymore.
Nope.
That's
He
probably
was
one of the
last
quickest.
to fall, but he certainly did fall. However, the issue is Techno keeps winning because the players let him.
Okay.
You could... no one can test Techno. They're always just like, oh, that's Techno, let's run away. Like we saw at Hunger Games last week. Someone came up, or a team saw Techno alone, and they just thought, oh, it's Techno, let's run. They could have killed Techno, but they knew it was Techno, so they just thought they'd die if they went towards him. People are letting Techno win, and I mean, he certainly does deserve it. He's playing exceptionally in all these mini-games, but he can only do well if you let him do well. See here, he's got his single hops. He's very good at seeing his paths around, so you get the maximize, go around there.
Wow. I was going to say, he's got a whole lot left.
That's it. That's it.
Gone.
Yeah, there we go. And
Skeppy's
already,
won. Wow.
already decided. We thought, could
Nope.
Technoblade do it and keep up that streak? And clearly 6 was all, which, say, all with an asterisk next to it. I mean, it was an incredible run that he went through, but still, Skeppy, round 1 champion, as we'll have to go and restart, reset. If you're Technoblade, man, it's going to be a little bit frustrating, right, to drop in that fashion. He was looking really good, actually, off the break, but just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, good to know Skeppy's up in the mix, too. And it feels very fitting because Skeppy, obviously, one of a very talented player when it comes to Spleef. TNT being, pretty different. But Skeppy is a favorite in this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
He's high up in the standings, and for him to win that, that's a lot of points going his way. You could only hope that Bad Boy Halo was in the mix at some point, too. But, yeah, Techno won 6 in a row now, lost himself, and even so, though, if he comes through and he wins, the next 2, that's very impressive because out of the 9 that we've seen him play in the previous weeks, he's won, or he would have won 8 out of 9. So we'll see how he'll be able to recover. But even so, he loses to Skeppy. He still plays second place. So it's still very impressive to say the least.
I am noticing the change that TNT Run is now decaying too, with these fire particles on the blocks. So that actually could have affected Techno. Maybe he lost to the RNG. Maybe he could have won. Who knows?
Maybe so. But with that being said, though, kind of looking through the map, is there a decay that was kind of added?
Yep.
I'm trying to think if it looks that way, but very interesting.
That's the fire particles that I was saying Techno might have just lost the RNG of.
Oh, okay. So the only way to beat Techno is RNG. I get it.
Dodge. Keep it
wow,
going,
got
as
it
there he
again.
goes again. Unfortunate, as now we're down to our final 3 players here for game number 2 in Lock.Zip. Barely a block left to stand on in this one. That's going to be it for him. Can he make it safely? He does.
Nice.
Big plays.
Good transition
Oh,
down.
block's on fire,
Risky.
though.
Oh, he chose the path that ran out. C-Scoop, I didn't even see him.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a lot more time left.
Travs and Scoop, right? Talented players. They've won in the past. And splitting up this week, we kind of questioned it at the beginning. Was it worth it? I wanted to see these teams, stick together because I think week after week they get better and better. But maybe switching up one week kind of adds, maybe a fresh look at some strategies, right? So that you probably aren't so used to, but some new people in the mix that we typically don't see.
One thing I've noticed about these players that die early on is that they either don't sprint or don't jump.
Yeah.
And hopefully they do at least one of those. But because this is a plugin on the server, sometimes if they're going slow enough, the blocks under them will disappear before they can even get off the block. So just their strategy for moving in general has killed most of these players a lot. But it looks like more people have started to catch on because it's taking longer for the crowds to fall down.
So, Lennon, let me ask you. I mean, I know you played a lot of TNT Run in your days. Did you play with decaying blocks?
Yeah.
So what is your strategy?
Oh, wait. I will say, I remember having it happen.
Okay.
More specifically, I used to play on like kind of the regular rules. But
Sure.
I have played with decaying in the past.
What was your opinion like? Did your strategy change?
It kind of became everything way more chaotic. Like
Sure,
you really
sure.
couldn't kind of plan for a lot, and there were kind of those situations where it was a matter of honestly just trying to follow the crowd. Because if you're trying to stay in the top levels, so many more blocks are destroyed, and that's usually the main factor for a lot of people is that you want to try and try to stay alive for as long as you can, stay in those top layers. I think for this, you have to kind of follow along with the crowd as you kind of notice maybe on your tier. Players are starting to drop. Eventually, you will, as it looks as if,
Landon!
hey, I'm victorious.
You did it. Good
Let's
job.
go, Landon.
Thank you. That was the strategy. That's all
Maybe
I
you
could
guys
really
should
do.
play.
He's
Maybe.
over there playing on his iPad.
I am.
Okay.
I was attempting to.
I
but-
will say the decaying blocks definitely made these 3 games fly by.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's
100%,
That's the
yeah.
quickest week that I have seen.
Techno didn't win any.
He didn't win any. It,
Yeah.
it was different. I don't think anybody was expecting maybe the decaying blocks. Maybe kind of curveball thrown their way.
Right.
But we'll see what's going to happen next week. Will we bring it back? We don't know, right? It this might be the format we might see for the time being.
Mm-hmm. And that's I was going to mention too is like whenever you're coming into this, your strategy's kind of all changed up a little bit. It's all kind of thrown out the window to a certain extent in terms of how you like to play it. But let's go and take a look at our scorecard now as we've got Bad Boy, Halo, and Skeppy. We talked about their performance. What about Skeppy, who ended up having a pretty solid victory in that first game, so still holding on. And I know we're kind of looking through a number of different things. Moxie, XQC in 5th. We've also got Dizzy and Aimbot Calvin sitting valiantly right now in 6th place. So you got to give them some props. They're ahead of a team like Vicstar and Mr. Savage, ahead of a team like Jerome and Filza, who are playing this game outside of Mr. Savage, of course, pretty consistently, especially if you're Jerome and Filza. So you got to give some props to the multi-game talents.
You definitely do. And now as we transition into one-shot, a new game mode that we're obviously not new, but a new game mode we're going to see at least in our format. Like I said, I'm excited about it because Lava Run is great to watch. I think a lot of players are going to do better in one-shot. This is a great opportunity for players such as XQC and Moxie to kind of progress out of that 6th place slot. Because if you notice, right, 1,083, top sitting at about 1,250 and some change. That's still doable, especially if you could do well and you could win this one shot. That is going to set you up nicely going into the last Hunger Games. And we could see a new victor. I want to see, like I said, my goal for XQC and Moxie was top 3. But without a doubt, though, we could see Techno and Junkie come through and win big. But it's nice to see Skeppy, Bad Boy, Halo at the top once again.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've been kind of playing super solid throughout the entirety of today. They've constantly been kind of performing up to what we would kind of consider their standards. They also were the winners of the KitPVP. So they're kind of doing, damage in multiple areas. It's not just PvP or it's not just, certain game modes that maybe are favoring parkour. They've been the most consistent team over multitudes of different games.
And definitely the 2 games left are strictly PvP. So even though the non-PvP games are over, the PvP teams will slowly rise back up again. So maybe we'll see Techno back in top 2 because he was in 3 currently. Is that correct?
He's currently in 3. He was in 4th, and then he moved up quite a bit. And the same thing with Preston and Log.zip. Like, I think they were down in 4th or 5th place, and they moved up to 2nd. So it's pretty close up top, but a lot of familiar duos still at the top.
For sure, right? And that's kind of what allows for KitPVP to be so interesting is how is it going to kind of set up what will be that final Hunger Games matchup, right? Because this is going to be a new game mode. This is the first time we've ever seen it. And we obviously, based on the rules, eliminate everyone, but try to, be aware of yourself. So in terms of the way this game mode works, right, you pretty much have a bow and arrow. You do die in one shot. You also do have a 3-second interval between blows or between shots as well. And it is the first to 35 eliminations.
Okay, 35. So it could be another very quick game, to say the least. But so I'm a fan of games like this. I love the accuracy kind of incentive, right? And I love the fact that you get hit once or you hit someone once, right? You get that damage. I was always a fan of, like, especially even go back to Halo, I believe it was SWAT mode where you had to get the headshot.
SWAT Magnum is my favorite game of all time.
Oh, was it? I love that. And even in Black Ops 1, what was the one shot or one in the chamber?
Yeah.
So, like, these game modes, like, are right up my alley.
I used to play this minigame all the time, actually. I forgot what server it was on.
Oh God.
But you also had a sword, so you could one-shot with swords or bows.
Okay.
But you did only have one arrow, and you got another arrow for every kill. And if you missed it, you're out.
Ooh, this is a nice little angle.
That is a nice spot. So if your character is right-handed, you can
Oh,
actually
what a spawn trap!
you can peek
Oh
longer.
no, what a spawn trap!
Let's go, Jordan.
Oh, look at his face. Look at his face.
I've done this before. I have a history in this. Captain Sparkles, Jordan. He's lighting him up. Good night. There's another.
He can actually take a step further to the left because if his character's right-handed, so they actually stick out farther than your character can actually be seen. So if your character's left-handed on the say, you can go to where you can barely see past, let go, and since your bow's in your left hand, it'll go past it even though you can't really see. So you can shoot without actually seeing around the walls.
Oh no.
That's what we were talking about. Hey, I'm B is unfortunately falling to the strategy that Captain Sparkles was throwing in here just a little bit earlier, and does have some success.
Oh no.
Oh no! She
Missed a
drops.
shot.
I can't believe there's spawn trapping in this game.
I can. I'm just surprised Techno's not the one doing it with how much he breaks the minigames usually.
Oh, and here's XQC, man. He's fully focused, and there it is. That's the strategy. It worked out. Captain Sparkles and Bajan.
Let me be fair. Look, we laugh a lot at XQC raging. It's entertaining. But I will say he's very passionate about supporting Moxie. He really wants to, take Moxie to the top and just overall have a good placement. And he's and he rages a lot because he's so passionate about the game. But it's still entertaining to watch.
Oh, 100%. I mean, the crazy call-outs that he provides, the intensity of the games are always super fun to watch. And kind of going from his stream, because we kind of have like an overall perspective of how these games are going. Because we have like this seed of like, oh, that's nice. Oh my gosh, Captain Sparkles, he's, spawn trapping. For them, it's like, oh my God, we keep dying. Like, how are we going to be able to take him down from the spot? Just totally different reactions in terms of how everything has worked out. Let's go and take a look quickly at our scoreboard as we get ready to transfer in toward Hunger Games. And my word, look at how the tides have switched up.
Techno is out of top 5.
He is. And that would be, I think, his lowest placement he has ever had if he were to stay in that position. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. But the question remains, can he topple that performance from Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy? Because if it was any other team, you could say, oh, they might slow down when it comes into PvP. This team has dominated in that mode so far, Ty.
They have. Techno and Junkie did win the first survival games, which we're about to play again. However, I think Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo were also in the top 5.
I think so.
So
Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo was actually in first place.
In the first Hunger Games.
Oh, in the first Hunger Games, yeah, top 5 for sure.
Because they could win it, which would be great for them, but they still need everyone else to do bad. They probably need to pick out Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo as quickly as they can if they have any chance of getting into first place.
And one thing I do want to point out, looking at the previous, because I've been taking pictures of the scores, and like the previous 3 or 4 minigames, we have seen Dizzy and Aimbot Calvin sitting at 6th place consistently. They're now in 3rd. Right now, granted, they're still even in 3rd. They're still just a little less than 200. But TSM Energy obviously being very represented well, you would say. One coming from Apex Legends, the other coming from Overwatch, Fortnite, and a couple of other different games, but primarily Overwatch. Right. So these guys have a good shot. Hunger Games is going to mix things up. Let's pay attention to that elimination feed on the left. First and foremost, will Tyler and Greek be the first ones eliminated once again? I hope not. They could shake things up. But a lot of those teams who are out of the money, they could shake things up quite a bit.
So one thing that I found interesting, Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy, they actually went for the middle chest while we saw Technoblade and Junkie instantly leave that position. And normally it's kind of the strategy of, oh, you instantly want to leave, but you see they already have inventory spots. They're already kind of moving forward, grabbing some armor. Still you have to find a weapon, which is going to play actually crucial in case they can't get that job done. But for the most part, conflicting strategies. And we'll see who can find those weapons off the break. As Tyler's mentioned it, we've been able to kind of lay witness to it to the prior 6 weeks. Finding a weapon off the start is massive. If you don't find one, you're pretty much done for. And based off the kit that Dizzy's already got going, when he's got pretty much wood everything, which, hey, not the greatest, but it's a weapon. It is a weapon. It's a bow, TNT. He's also got some food.
As you mentioned previously, the Cornucopia doesn't offer any sort of weaponry at all, which I've noticed Techno never goes for it, always. He always wants that quick weapon as fast as you can. Get your position. Don't let anyone come near you. If they do, they're dead. But Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo went there. They can't find weapons. So that goes to show how that works out.
It's tough, right? Not finding weapons, not being able to engage, but I have been paying attention. That elimination feed has been pretty dry. I haven't seen any names really lighting up. And in fact, we still have 20 teams left on this map. So
very slow start off, that's for sure.
And Tyler does have, what does he have in his hand there?
A bow.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a bow? Okay. All
that
right.
doesn't mean he has arrows.
I was going to say that.
That also doesn't mean he would hit the arrows.
Fair enough. But look at this, a mass of
Nice
players.
team fight.
First engagement's going down, and Travs is going to be eliminated.
Wow.
Landon coming into mix.
Landon really needed that. They were top 5, or they were in the top 10 because of the TNT run that he won. But it looks like they might not be able to keep it up in there.
Well, that's the thing, right? And we kind of talk about these swing teams who may not have an opportunity to get first or second place, maybe even top 3, but they have an opportunity to swing the game wildly. And we saw that last week when some of the power teams were taken out early on by teams who necessarily wouldn't have a chance to make it in top 3. So it's always interesting to see how they're going to perform and how they're going to do. But we do see Skeppy, Bad Boy Halo, right?
Trading
Kind of
weapons
in the mix, trading off weapons. Aimbot Calvin running
Iron
away
X, the
from the
border's coming quick.
zone. Exactly, and that zone hits hard. And I think maybe some fall damage coming through, but Travs, Fitzy, they're gone.
Landon didn't die. He was eliminating. Sorry.
Yeah, Landon, and that's the second one he's got so far in this game.
The kill feed for vanilla Minecraft's backwards. It says person was slain by person. So
Gotcha.
I just realized I've been reading them the wrong way this whole time.
Fair enough. Now we know.
There we go. Already, you see that TNT tossed out. Going to affect Junkie and Techno just a minor amount, but hey, he's got
Great
some arrows.
positioning.
Time for the slaying, going for that double, and now it's a matter of backing up, getting out of dodge, and unfortunately for this poor soul, Just Verb, he's going to be chased down, and Technoblade is not going to stop. He's got plenty of hearts, plenty of action. And here's the TNT just to make things a little bit more exciting.
Great flank into a great corner. Just Techno's so good at this positioning and tactics. He just always knows how to get the people where he wants them so he can get the most amount of damage.
And talk to me, break it down more, right? The positioning Techno did right there. What was impactful about it? What did he do specifically?
So Junkie engaged with Landon first and caused him to run forwards, and his teammate backed off because he just didn't see Techno. Techno went around that little tree column there and just went around behind the back of Landon, and they scissored him together. And then whenever Landon's teammate saw that he was dead and alone, he tried to back off into the building, which is what they wanted. They went in there, cornered him, and just finished him off.
Okay, fair enough. And Landon did most of that too, right? Landon, good job, man. Landon, you're a
Thank
beast.
you. I appreciate that. You don't hear that very often. Oh, Tyler won. Technoblade
Does he have arrows?
right there.
He doesn't even have armor.
Sprint! Oh, wait. Okay. Diplomacy. Wait.
He just wants Junkie to find it.
No,
there you go.
he wanted around him. That was another positioning thing. He got around him so that he was in between him and his teammate. Instead of trying to chase him around the map, he made sure he was in a confined area that he would be finished off.
I think Tyler was just very lost at that moment, just like, why are they not killing me? Oh, this is why.
But where's Greek? Right? Greek's
that's
still
true.
up.
I-
Right?
Is
So,
he? You like to imagine.
yeah.
Maybe they got lost and they were trying to find each other.
That is a
very
possibility.
real chance of that occurring. And there goes Mr. Savage.
Skeppy and Bad Boy
Star.
still there.
That's big for them to already be losing one of their members off the rip. Not that they were necessarily contending for that first place position, but more players out, the better, if you will, for everybody's L.
Beijing
for everybody
Canadian.
else.
Takes out log.zip.
No, I don't think I've noticed Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo get any kills yet,
Yeah.
at least that I've seen. And Techno definitely has gotten a lot. So even if they do end up being the final two teams, Techno has many more kills. Junkie too, a few.
More kills, and you have to think better loot, right? Because
Yeah.
he's had his pick at quite a few teams that he's eliminated. So
But also better points.
better points, better kit, better, quite a few things. So there's a lot to look out for that,
Ooh.
especially as
Techno
you
getting
get
more
through. And
kills.
yeah, Jack Messi's going to go down. Techno picks it up, and now you can only imagine he's going to pick up the second one.
This is the one team that really can contest them,
Sure.
to be honest with you. Beijing
Sure.
Canadian, Captain Sparkles, very talented players. They had a very solid placement last week in terms of top 4.
Oh.
But what can they do as they actually just miss out on the Camping Rusher, who's just kind of hanging out, maybe trying to go for a flank, who knows, but still, this is the team that
They've
can
gotta
start
see
to
his name right
cause
there.
a
It's so
change
long.
up, as they do have some good kits, right? They've got some items in terms of TNT. They've got some food, but more importantly, they do have that armor and those swords ready to go.
I do like that they have Mitch outside on watch while Jordan goes through the loot. That is very smart of them so they don't get cornered again. Or not again, but in general.
Sure.
Although I don't know where Rusher went. I mean, they've got to have seen him. His name's so long; it's so easy to see through walls. That's an advantage of having a short name in Minecraft. Actually, is it's harder to see your tag.
Oh, something I never thought about, right? That's something interesting. And
Ooh.
Moxie talking
Dizzy's
about a
killed
short
Moxie.
tag, right? He gets taken out from Dizzy.
That was top 5. Moxie and XQC were.
That hurts. XQC still alive. We
Barely.
saw Moxie, right? But we saw Moxie, kind of be the bearer of the weights, if you will, in that first Hunger Games. Now XQC is going to have to fill that role to keep them alive, at least to secure top 3. Are they getting number 1? Highly unlikely now.
Oh,
but
this is it?
This is a major fight, right? Bad Boy Halo goes in. Skeppy is going to be flanked. He's going to be down to just a heart and a half, and Fit is going to take Skeppy out, and still another remains as Bad Boy Halo takes out Fit. Now it's going to be a 1v1.
I do like the start of the snowball there. He used a starter combo. He wasn't able to finish it through, and he did get flanked behind by Rusher. But he did start off strong. It just didn't finish in his best interest. Swagger getting kills there. Techno killing Rusher.
Also, XQC took down, I think it was both Aimbot Calvin and
Yeah.
Dizzy. So
nice.
that's a big kind of fight for him. I know he lost his teammate, but he's still trying to pick up the pieces, if you will. But Bad Boy Halo, this is where things start to get scary, right?
If you can play a 1v2 correctly, you actually can eliminate sort of disadvantage. If you can get your positioning right, you can get them kind of tossed up in each other, and even maybe you can get some friendly fire in there, and that can always help 1v2 situations. Techno Junkie, full hearts. They got soups, they got snowballs, they got food, they got bows, they have compasses. They can point to where their closest players are. Cupquake cornered in here.
It's a tough situation, right? Cupquake trying to escape.
Oh, there is an exit.
Scoop
Okay.
is going to be on that flank, but quickly coming up. And
Heart and a half.
Cupquake forced to run away. Enderpearl to come through. Not as close as he wanted, but finally Cupquake does go down. Techno picks up Halo in the meantime, right? So
wow.
Skeppy, Bad Boy, Halo are out, and Techno has a very real chance here to potentially take over first with the amount of eliminations
There's
he's had.
Vicstar.
And there's Vicstar going down, so Mr. Savage and Vic are now out. Techno
Guys.
is running through, top score, most elims.
I will say, he also drops Filza. He is on a run, and the worrisome part, I'll be honest with you, I think Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy, them dropping, that might have been their title. I don't think they have the ability to walk away with first when there are other teams just below them constantly in that feed. More specifically, Technoblade. Now, Captain Sparkles, Beijing Canadian, we've yet to kind of see them be brought up in the mix all that much, but they start to turn up a little bit. Things could get scary, right? Top 3 in terms of Dizzy and Calvin, they're done. Log.zip, TV and our frag, still yet to kind of see more on them. But in terms of Technoblade and Junkie Janker, they weren't a crazy amount behind.
Yeah.
As we'll see a few more fights start to go through, down to, what, 8 players in total.
Moxie's saying the border does way too much damage.
Well, so that's for a reason, especially in the preview, like the earlier weeks, like especially week 1 and 2 when we did nothing but Hunger Games, right, exclusively before we started adding in the mini games. We had some questionable players who would love to stay inside the zone, and they would just basically hill, and it became like a hill off, if you will. So the zone doing that damage, I'm a fan of it. And the reason why is because it encourages battles. Because right now you see this engagement going down, and you see Swagger Soul's getting eliminated. He couldn't run away, but Beijing capitalizes. Ted goes down. And now these players are starting to move up. We're now down to 4 teams. Preston, he's getting pressure applied by Techno from behind. Techno, Preston, Junkie Jaker comes in to finish off Preston. He goes down, and Techno, Junkie Jaker are running away with this. We're down to just 3 teams. We know, obviously, a duo in Takby and Techno and Junkie Jaker, and we could potentially have just solos remaining. The Gapple's going to be consumed, and now it's about to be a bloodbath. More blood for the Blood King, and Beijing Canadian knows he just has to survive for the time being. Captain Sparkles doing an engagement. Techno just right there. TNT being thrown. Can he do this?
It's very possible. Trying to take it to the
got
outside,
Mitch
and there
into
we
the border.
go.
Oh, but Techno's
Beijing
stuck in the
Canadian,
border.
he's done, but there we
Perfect
go.
Ender Pearl,
Technoblade.
just in time by Techno.
Technoblade decides to go and enter back inside a middle, and this is what we talk about, right? With a few players starting to fall.
Great
Captain
combo.
Sparkles is out. That is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all teams taken out of the running. If Technoblade could pull this off at the end, it would be massive. A few more
the
players
zone?
left.
Perfect.
And they win
Wow.
the game.
I think he got more this game. Techno got more this game than the first game, Landon. We were talking about he had 12, possibly 14 eliminations in the first Hunger Games
He
on
called out
Valleyside.
10 kills.
10 eliminations. Junkie Janker, mind you, probably had like 4 or 5 himself.
He at least had 3 that we saw on broadcast.
Right. I mean, that's massive. That is huge. What place were they in?
They were in 6th.
But still, though, right?
They were
Being
in sixth place. They were down about 200 around that points.
And now it's a question.
Skeppy and Bad Boy Halo.
Did they get enough?
Exactly. Did they get enough done?
Because
I don't think they did. I don't think they did. That's my big question right now. And in terms of all the other teams, Captain Sparkles, the Beijing Canadian, they survived a little bit toward the end. Did they hold on enough? Dizzy, Log.Zip, Moxie, all of those rosters fell relatively early. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly how the scoreboard is looking as we'll look through the highlights. But who
this is a great
is
block hit combo.
our champion?
Started right before the replay clip.
So, yes, Skeppy Bad Boy Halo, they were obviously in first going into this. You talk about Technoblade, Junkie Jaker, they were in sixth.
Yeah.
With 1,200 points behind Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy. Because that's the discussion now. You know, who's going to get first, who's going to get second? And at 1,400 points was Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy. But like we talked about, their start was so slow.
Oh, yeah.
And they literally had to like try and pull it out. They didn't get any elims, but I'm very curious to see the scoreline as we bring it up. It is in fact going to be Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy.
What?
Wow.
They're going to win by 2
points.
2 points.
Points.
Are
One
you
button.
kidding me?
What?
Less than 1 button. That is
Less?
unbelievable. Techno went
Are
from
you
6th to 2nd.
joking?
Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy had a sluggish start. Didn't get any elims, if you will. But they still won by 2 points from their previous lead. This is by far the closest score. And look at third. Captain Sparkles, Beijing
7
Canadian.
away from second.
7 away from second. 9 away from first. Top 3 literally within
my
10 points of each
God.
other. By far the closest week we have ever had, Landon.
Are you kidding me, man? That's unbelievable. The fact that it was that close, and we were discussing kind of throughout the entirety of that, whether or not Technoblade and Junkie Janker got it done. I said whenever Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy fell, I was like, okay, that's got to be it. Like, surely they fell super early. They didn't accomplish a ton. That has to be it for them. But they're early on scores. They're pretty much consistent performance throughout the entirety of the game helped them pretty much when it came down to that game number 9. And that's a credit to them, right, for accomplishing all that they did.
I think that was Mitch's 5th third place.
It is. It is. I was going to
It's
call
got
that
to be
one as well.
dissatisfying.
Yeah. I will say that's. I think that's what he and Captain Sparkles placed that last week. So that's kind of unfortunate. Kind of. At least the consistency is there. But we'll go and look through our 11th through 21st positions. As what we see, actually, 10 Vision, C-Scoop winding this one out with 1,000 score. We don't normally see 1,000 be brought up in 11th place, but still, though, they did some damage. They did a lot of work, and we'll go and take a look at the solo scores. Who were the best players, the MVPs, if you will.
Preston.
And without question, Technoblade, 931 score done for the team. That's impressive, boys.
And look at Moxie, though, in 4th. We talked about him kind of being that main team for XQC and Moxie, and it's kind of always been that discussion. But Moxie turned up in not only the first Hunger Game, he also did well in the second Hunger Game. XQC lasted a little bit longer, but in those mini games too, we saw him doing exceedingly well, specifically during Spleef, right? We saw a couple top moments from him. But the fact Techno is still up at the top, most consistent player we have had, 931 points, Preston at 848, and Sparkles at 769. It's nice to see. But I do want to highlight Aimbot Calvin, Dizzy, right, in 7 and 9 for their first performance. Coming through playing some Minecraft. We don't know their history of Minecraft.
Right.
We don't know, have they been playing consistently. But the fact that they're at least top 10 out of the 21 teams, the 2 players that we had in this tournament, 43, that's impressive to say the least.
I completely agree. That is, if you see with Techno, he was number 1. Junkie Janker wasn't on that top list at all.
Right.
I'm sure he was close, but he didn't make the top 10. But that team, both their players were, I think, between 6 and 10. So averages out, they did pretty well.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think what Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy with that one, they enter in toward the multiple-time championship list, which has only been Technoblade up until this week. So he's the only repeating champion. He's won 3, but Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy, they enter in toward that camp, and you got to give him a lot of a credit. But my goodness, how close was that? We talked about literally within 2 points.
Yeah.
2 points. That is
10
not
points
even
for
elimination.
top 3. 10 points for not even 10.
That's one
9
elimination.
points for top 3.
That's one elimination right there.
One elimination.
And PvP just more specifically.
One more team is around. They get the survival points for it because they win whatever. I mean, seriously, it was that close. One maybe another elimination in one of the other game modes, right? Whether it be pushing the button and dropper. Right, getting to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Messi, let's say he was in the mix. He loses by 2 points. If he pressed the button, right, he would have won. It's crazy that it was that close.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, that is probably the closest week that we will have maybe for a long time. You're going to be within 1 point for next week. I'm not sure how week 8's going to live up to the hype, but hey, what an awesome week that we had, right? We got to experiment with some new mini games, got some new kind of content creators thrown in the mix as well. It was a lot of fun, but any kind of closing thoughts?
Honestly, another great week of Minecraft. Some interesting things going down. I did, in fact, appreciate the build battle once again. Wedding themed, beach to wedding themed. I'm kind of curious what is going to be the next theme, but I also want to reach out to you guys. Thank you for the support, and we hope to see you again next week, maybe even tomorrow for our Gears Award broadcast, but for sure next week for some Minecraft Monday action. And shout out to Bad Boy Halo and Scappy being up in the mix, 2-time champion. You love to see it, but overall, man, I had a great time as usual. And you, by the way, killed it with the analysis. First time casting with us here on Minecraft Monday. And I want to give you an opportunity, give you the floor to maybe, tell the people where they can find you if they want to see more.
Well, if you search AeroTy on anything, Twitter, YouTube, AerouxTy, anything. If you're interested in me and my videos, I'd love to have you. These guys, thank you guys for having me. And
yeah, for sure, man.
It was very much fun.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
And I hope people do check you out, right? You've been running a YouTube channel for quite some time.
Yeah.
Maybe you get some more subscribers and you can put out some more content out there.
Some more analysis too, right? When it comes to the Hunger Games, that was clutch. We were learning about hitboxes and stuff during the commercial breaks. I was like,
the
I didn't know
angles,
this is possible. Yeah, right.
Sandwiching, like what was, it was nice.
It was nice, right? A kind of new mix when it comes down to Minecraft Monday. But what a week it was! If you guys haven't done so already, right, make sure to stay tuned for future weeks. We got a ton of different broadcasts going on. If you're interested in Minecraft, well, hey, we got Gears of War going on tomorrow. We do Call of Duty. We do Fortnite as well. A lot of different things to be looking out for when it comes down to our schedule. But hey, like I said, Minecraft Monday, it was awesome to be a part of. Like I said, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to hit the follow button here. Visit us on all of our social media, including at UMG Gaming on Twitter, at UMGgaming.com as well. It was a phenomenal week. Like Taylor mentioned, congratulations to Bad Boy Halo and Skeppy for walking away with their second title just by 2 points. I know we talked about the Blood God nearly got another championship inbound, but can we see that title possibly defended when it comes into next week? We'll have to find out. But we appreciate you guys for joining us here for this week. You all were a beautiful, beautiful audience. But for the entire studio, we've also, like I said, talked about Ty Arrow, a.k.a. Reflections, myself, Leno Sanders, signing off for the final time, saying thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.